I don't really want to, but you gotta know. You gotta know, right? I'm doing this to my wife. That's like having a cop, like, they have to mace themselves to know what the mace is like. I'm like, I should know what it is, right?
Today's episode of KFC Radio is brought to you by Jackpocket. Are you feeling lucky? Get lucky with Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app.
Jackpocket.
You can order official state lottery games right on your phone, making it easier than ever to win big. We're talking Mega Millions and Powerball. We're also talking the Pick 4 and Pick 3 and the smaller ones, Win for Life. All of those that I used to see the Win for Life, win $1,000 cash for life. And I was like, if you had $1,000 a week for life, like, you would be the richest person in the world. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice amount of money, but it's not exactly like hitting the Powerball. By the way, the Powerball Mega Millions is over $500 million right now. Mega Millions over $500 million up for grabs. And the best part is you can do it all right from your phone. And if you use promo code KFC, you get your first ticket for free. So imagine if I came to you and said, do you want to win $500 million for free? Would you say no to that?
Oh.
I don't think you would, Jackie. I think you'd be a fucking idiot to say no to that. So download the Jackpocket app, use promo code KFC, get that first ticket for free. You might become a $500 million for absolutely nothing. Download Jackpocket today, America's #1 lottery app and official partner of Barstool Sports. Promo code KFC for your free ticket to win. It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. The winds of change are amongst us, John. The world is shifting. We are closing. One door closes, another one opens, as signified by the Jets' Pats. What's going on with the Mets? Things are just, there's something in the air that's a little different, my friend.
I felt we went to Pats Jets Thursday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did.
I felt
you did.
really good. I felt good
went
going
to
in.
the Jets game on Thursday. That's where you went. The Jets game.
I felt like all week, I felt like we're going to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
I believe prior to last week, you were thinking, I'm going to be 2-0. They're going to be 0-2, and we're going to end the Jets season week 3.
Correct. That is 100% what I thought.
I know. And I understand why you did think that. But boy, were you fucking wrong. Wrong.
It was a bloodbath.
It was a massacre.
Which was funny. Like, like,
he always plays this card.
Like we were sitting behind the 4 most annoying fans in the world. 3 were Jets, 1 was a Pat, so it went both sides. Mm-hmm. But the description I used was they talked to each other like sitcom characters watching sports. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like someone who didn't know how to watch sports wrote how to watch sports for them.
Yeah.
Like every play, they were busting each other's balls. Like, oh, you went backwards. You're supposed to go forwards, Gucci. And then like the next play, there'd be a hold. Like, you can't hold. And then be yelling like every single play.
Which I was saying, like, as a non-sports fan, to be clear, that's how all of you guys sound when you watch sports. Like, everybody sounds like you're just
we're reasonable when we do it. We do it every other play, not every play.
But I don't know, in the third quarter maybe we like kind of started interacting with them a little bit, and one of the guys like gave me a handshake. He's like, "You're a good sport. You're a good sport." It's like, the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I can't deny what's happening on the field.
Some people
we're getting our asses kicked.
Some people do, John. Some people do.
But we were driving home, and I was saying like, it's funny. Like right now, it's funny. Like the Pats got their asses kicked. That's funny. But if it happened for 20 years, I can see it fundamentally changing who I am as a person.
Thank you. All I've been asking for like, a couple decades now.
Just I mean, like consistently. From like walking in, I felt like, I was king behind enemy lines, like these fucking idiots.
Yep.
And then you sit there for 3 hours and you watch what you love get destroyed, and you watch everyone tell you suck and you never had a chance and you're gonna suck forever. And like if that happening for 20 years straight, that'll fuck a person up.
Yeah. You're looking at him,
which
man.
I think then makes me an interesting case study for sports watchers. Because, like, for 20 years, things were just great.
Yep.
And, like, all my formative years, things were just great. And now if I start if it like starts really bothering me and ruining who I am as a person, it should be like almost like cigarettes, where it's like, this is what happens when you get older if you fucking live like this. Like you shouldn't really get that invested because it's gonna fucking ruin you.
I feel like, they're like, this is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
Or when they show like this is the lungs of a smoker, and it's just like this pile of black, like whatever. I don't know if you would show my heart or my brain or like my bones. I don't know. Something like, this is what 2 to 3 decades of losing can do to a person. You know what it is? It's also very well, actually, it remains to be seen. I was going to make the comparison we were talking about last episode about how working out is so hard, but then you can lose it so fast.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see how long it takes, like, for you to how long this funny thing lasts.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's like if we were saying cigarettes, like if how some people like take pride in like, I've never smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
Like I've never been a loser, and like I took like one puff, I was like, oh, I don't like that. I'm not gonna keep doing that. That's crazy.
Well, what's funny is I used to say like, I used to kind of be like, partly as like a defense mechanism, but partly trying to be reasonable. I would always say, like Dave like thinks he's on the team.
Yeah.
Like Dave like thinks that I am an actual loser because the other men I root for are not winning the football games. He thinks of me as a person who is a loser. But then, like you said, like you do it for 20 years, you're a loser.
Yeah.
Like you become a loser. Like, and that's what's fucking me up with the Mets now too. Is like, I have now reached a point where I think the Mets are gonna win.
This is the most special Mets team. It is more special than 2021.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference, like them getting hot at the end of the season. Not even just hot, just scorching. Like,
and it's not
they
even the
can't
end.
do anything wrong.
But like in 2022, I was like, when we were playing the Braves at the end, I was like, we're not gonna win this.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna lose. Right now, and this is where it's like, this is the most dangerous spot. We'll see. But I'm like, I think we're okay.
Yeah.
And that's when you can really get just fucking. But I'm like, maybe things are. Here's my. I have 2 theories right now on. It's more Mets related, but Jets as well, since it's all kind of coming together. And maybe you tie into this a little bit too. Maybe I can land the plane on this whole thing. My first thought is that baseball is like Jumanji. Sports is like Jumanji. And the White Sox have just tied, I think, the record for the worst team ever.
Uh-huh.
Something the Mets have owned since the Mets had the worst baseball season of all time. They lost 120 games in 1962. So for the last 60 years, they've been the worst franchise to ever play baseball. And now, when you get stuck in Jumanji?
Yeah.
Like the Mets have been stuck in Jumanji and they needed someone to roll the dice. Like we needed someone to take over that record as worst team ever, and now we can get out of Jumanji.
I
love this.
I think there's something to it.
Yeah.
And it's actually interesting because I've always heard you say that the Mets and White Sox are like sister franchises.
Weird. Yeah. And maybe I'm trying to think if maybe you're the hunter.
Okay.
Who's been in Jumanji for 30 years just fucking killing me. And now somebody rolled the dice and you're out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm your poppy. I get it.
I was going to say, I want to say it's like literally my father.
I mean, also from like a third party perspective.
Like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, being around you guys for 4 years, like, I don't know anything, but I know that I've heard you guys say this exact thing every single year. You're like, I swear to God, we got it this year. And then every time, you guys don't got it.
Don't got it.
So, but when I see it.
But maybe we do.
Do you ever think, like from my also girl perspective, like what if it's just whatever team like manifests the best? It's like all the fans, like whoever's the strongest manifestors.
Then it should be us.
Then it should be the Mets.
No,
we
but
are
you
proof
guys are
positive.
so like negative. Like,
well, that's true. There's this. The Mets are very 50-50, so I get what you're talking about because you see people like Frank and even people like myself to some extent. But then there are these fans who are like, they almost make me sick because they think everything's fine all the time, and I'm like, have you not been around for 30 years? You know. The Mets have this there's a chart going around right now that was like the Mets are down and then like they had like a meeting with their team and started to go up, and then they went down again and they did this grimace thing, and it went straight up. They had Grimace throughout the first pitch.
Yeah.
And the Mets fans just embraced Grimace and like loved him. And then they plummeted down, and then they had Hoctua throughout the first pitch, and everyone got mad about it and shit, but they just started to go up. All of these off the field meme things, like to the date, you can see them start to like their performance spikes up every time. And I think it's our fan base. If there is any sort of there it is. Look at that. It's like then they installed this Grimace seat. They painted one seat in the stadium purple in honor of Grimace. We won like 7 in a row and beat our rival, and like it was absolutely unbelievable.
No, like this I could get behind.
I
believe
more.
More than like I don't know.
Than actual sports.
Yeah.
It's all happening. And then I mean, I wish I was there. I used to always say, so back in 2009 and 10 is when the Jets were good. And that's when I first started Barstool. They went to the game to get to the championship, to get to the Super Bowl every 2 years in a row. And in the process, they beat Tom Brady. They beat Peyton Manning. They beat Phillip Rivers. They beat all these like Hall of Fame quarterbacks. They ended up falling short, but they were good. And they specifically beat Brady in the playoffs one time. But that was 2009 or 10 and they beat Brady.
I would guess 9.
9. I think it was 9. But I just started Barstool. And the Patriots were not what they are now, like with Dave and everything. It's like if the Jets beat the Patriots in the playoffs in the middle of real Barstool, it would have been insanity. Right. The streams, the electric chair, the gloating, the bragging, all of that shit. But at that point, it was like I still... Like, Dave was my boss, and I still liked him, and I was happy to be a part of Barstool, and it was just like, cool, like, the Jets beat the Patriots. Yeah. Awesome. Instead of being like, the Jets beat the fucking Patriots, you fucking loser. It was, I just didn't have the opportunity to do that, and now even as, like, you know, Dave, it doesn't, even if the Patriots are bad, Dave, you know, he's a 100 millionaire. And he's, you know, busy. Like the Michigan's going to win again, or the fucking Fever are going to win him $10 million. So it's like the Jets being good too early, and now the Jets being hopefully good too late. But I never would have thought, like that was not even in my brain as a possibility, that on primetime nationally televised football, the Jets would just destroy the Patriots.
Dude, I
from
was
like
saying...
there was not even a moment. I mean, I was always a little bit like nervous because I just am. But in hindsight, there was not even a single moment of like worrying about the Patriots.
No, they're like, but like pregame.
Never seen that.
That day, no, the day before, I had heard Jack Mack in the office complaining about the schedule. He's like, we're playing too many primetime games. We're traveling too much. And so I had sent a tweet just being like, I just overheard this in the office. Like, seems like some organizations are built for the bright lights and some aren't. And then we got to the game. I took a piss before the game, and someone was already puking in the bathroom. And I was like, rookies. They're rookies, man. They don't know what they're doing. and then we got our asses kicked.
Dude, I never, I mean... every time I react to Aaron Rodgers, it sounds so sad and pathetic, but it's so true. It's like, I've never seen this.
Yeah.
Like, never.
You know, it was funny pregame. Like, I was thinking so I didn't realize it was Jets home opener. I thought it was just
right. So yeah, we were dialed up. It was
it was like they had like the bracelets with the lights, and they had a flyover, and they had the big American flag. And I said to them before the game, where I was like, I always like have this romanticizing of soccer in my head, like how easy and seamless it was to get into the stadium, and how I got to my seats right away, and how games started on time, and it was just like it was about the purity of the sport. Like there's no fucking in-game ads, there's no shit like that. It's just like, hey, here's a soccer game, you guys want to watch it? And you're like, fuck yeah. And then at that game, and then again last night with Joey Chestnut was it was just in this, it was only on the in arena feed, but he was just hammering hot dogs in between whistles. And like between that, my experience at the Jets game, and then that, and I was like, nah, never mind. Fuck European soccer. Fuck the purity of the sport, dude. Let me see a guy eat 20 hot dogs every whistle.
Yeah, man, that's America
Yeah,
right
dude,
there.
that's fucking helicopter flyovers, light shows. Who gives a fuck about this sport? What else you got going on?
It is really so true. Man. I mean, the amount of times that Patriots have just dismantled the Jets in the same exact way, primetime television, where I would know, like, I'd be like, I would look at the schedule and I'd circle them and be like, these are going to be nights that I'm going to get my dick kicked in, and Dave is just going to clown me relentlessly, and like the fan base is just going to shit down my throat, and there's nothing you can do about it, you know? And then like to be on the other side of that, I was like, what?
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was the
And
best
like
I felt.
everyone's like, it's your Super Bowl. I'm like, you're goddamn right, dude. I said, I loved there was that clip of Aaron Rodgers. I guess people thought he was saying it's too early to celebrate. What he said was 2 scores because I guess the Jets and Robert Saleh have this thing of like I don't even think this is good advice either. But I guess when you're up 2 scores, you can relax a little bit. To me, I'm like,
That's crazy.
7 scores,
Yeah.
12 scores, zeros on the clock. That's when you can celebrate. But he was saying 2 scores for whatever their little thing is. So there was that clip of him. And he went to hug him and he put his hands on his chest. He said 2 scores, no. And I was like, Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer and an MVP and he's won a Super Bowl, so he can tell you, like, he can say not to celebrate. You can fucking celebrate.
Yeah.
Because since 2014, the Patriots are 18-2 against the Jets.
Yeah, I actually thought pregame, I was talking to my dad, and I was like, I think we've won 19 games in a row here,
Yeah,
or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
like at
especially
MetLife.
at MetLife.
I think that maybe that we lost that last season, but like it was some
Right, prior to that, it was
2015.
just...
What's
yeah.
that?
2015 was the last time we won in MetLife.
2015.
Yeah,
2015.
I think last year we beat you, but in New England, and I think 2015 was the last one at home.
Okay, so maybe it was 9.
Either
not
way,
19.
it was like in the last 10 years, there's 18-2. Like, fucking celebrate it. And I know it's not Belichick and Brady, but whatever. That's also the point. Is that like maybe the reign of terror is finally over in that sense, and the fact that like they just even like down to individual passes. I'm like, I've never seen my team make a pass like that. Like some of these just like back shoulder, like perfect. That one touchdown to, I think it was Garrett Wilson, where it was like right in the corner.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's a pick 6 like every other time. And instead it was like right there. You saw the defender's fingertips like just miss it. And I was like, I've never seen that pass.
He's only throwing the ball to him. He was doing it at the end. He was selecting his receivers who haven't caught too many passes this year, so you got to get their confidence up.
Dude,
like we're at the point where we're just practicing.
8
out there.
different
It's
receivers caught the
unbelievable.
ball. Like, that kind of shit is just, I've never, ever seen it before. And I got to give it to Packers fans. I got a text from Hubs. I got a text from Sam Decker. I think I'd have to say they're enjoying it.
Yeah, I think
Packers
so.
fans.
Yeah.
And they're all like, isn't it? It's pretty awesome, huh? Like watching him like dismantle a team and like just pick them apart. And I was like, thanks, guys.
See,
Thanks.
I said the same thing to Bucks fans
Yeah.
when Brady went, and I wish now, having heard Jets fans talk about Aaron Rodgers, I wish I didn't encourage Bucks fans.
Why not?
It's because the way they were talking about him, those fucking guys behind me, they were like,
what do you mean? What were they
just they
saying?
were like, that's our quarterback, MVP, Hall of Famer. And I was like, he
he's
did all
not,
that shit before you. Fuck you. Like, if Bucks fans were in the crowd talking about like, that's our 6-time Super Bowl champion
Nah,
quarterback,
bro.
I'd be like, shut your goddamn mouth.
Nah, bro, that's like, listen. You know, like you dated her, like we're marrying her. I don't know, man. Like, whatever. You did all that work, but like, the ring's on our finger now. Fuck you
No,
guys.
it was not even like we dated, you married. Like, no, we married. We had
divorced.
a great marriage. We died.
Yeah, you-
and then,
fine.
And then they got with you after. But you can't be talking about my accolades. Like,
It was funny. I did the math. It was like he threw his 480th touchdown, and actually, I thought this was going to be worse than it was. It was like you have to add up like that's like 4.5 of the top Jets quarterbacks to get to 480 touchdowns. But that's like most franchises. I started to look around. There's not
Yeah.
really many that like.
yeah, I think
you know,
Brady's the winner.
the only other one.
I
It's
think-
probably like Brady, Manning, him.
yeah,
that's like
it's
really
the
it.
all-time greats.
Yeah. But like even like I was like, we're such a bad franchise. But I started to look up some other ones that were like, no, even like the middle of the road franchises, it takes about 4 or 5 quarterbacks to get to 500 fucking touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking touchdowns.
The other
How
thing
about this
that
though?
was,
And this one I thought was going to be a big deal, and I definitely didn't do all the research on it. But his 480th touchdown was his first touchdown ever to a number 1 pick receiver, first round pick receiver.
Really?
Which also I was about to be like, that's fucking insane. But I don't know. I started running through like Brady's list. I don't think he has.
Oh, that was always a.
He had Aaron. He had Randy. Like later in his career. Randy had to be a first round pick, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, you know, aside from a couple of the Calvin Johnsons of the world, the superstar receivers, it's probably mostly not number 1 picks. You know,
the quarterback makes the receivers good.
Yeah, but it still sounds weird that like 480 touchdowns, 20-year career. You didn't throw 1 to 1. I mean, that's also a little bit on the Packers. Like, boy, you guys really didn't.
Yeah,
you couldn't get him anything here. You know,
that was again
because like even the Patriots at one point were like, we're gonna get you Randy Moss. You know what I mean? So like at some point you got to do your thing. You know, but get him what he wants. But crazy. Just he also. Every time he runs the ball, I'm like, no.
I know, I get so scared. But he looked so good running around.
Yeah, I know. But it's still it's still going to take a little.
Which is a backhand compliment.
Yeah.
Like he did look spry. Like, he's at the age where someone can look spry.
Spry, yeah.
But he looks spry.
You don't say someone who's like 21 is spry.
Yeah.
I did like, Braylon Allen is like looking like he's going to be like one of the best running backs in the league. 20 years old, like the youngest person ever scored a touchdown in the league. And he slipped to the 4th round because he didn't go to the combine. And his tweet was like, all because I didn't want to go run around in my underwear for a bunch of people. Like, that's why I slipped to the 4th round, which is kind of cool. It's playing out that way, so you get to say that.
Right.
But it's cool to think of him being like, I'm fucking awesome. I'm not going to go play around in my underwear. You can draft me wherever you draft me. I'm going to be fucking good. That is cocky. It's quite the flex. But we're in such a, like, my mom is fully pulled back in on baseball. She's putting flowers on my grandma's grave because of it. We're doing weird shit, bro. We have entered a weird spot. The other day, it was her birthday on 9/11, and we almost got no hit. And she texted me, if the Mets get no hit on my birthday, I will kill myself. And then they ended up hitting a home run to tie it, and we won. And so the total opposite. But it's like all of her texts to me are like tweets that I send. And this is directly where it came from, man. So if you are and I know we're not the sports podcast, but it really becomes more of like who you are as a person.
Yeah.
So if you've ever like enjoyed this show or my misery or just know who I am as a person / character / entertainer, same thing for John. Like, it's all molded by this shit. So I don't know. Maybe it'll.
Is this the best? It's definitely the best. It's the 3 I've ever been in my life. But is this the best the Jets, Mets, Knicks have ever been in your life? It's so funny. We were talking about a wild card team and a team that's 2-1, and a team that lost the second round.
We're on top of the world right now, boys.
These 3 dynasties we got going on.
I mean, in 99 and 2000, 99 was the Mets like wild card year, and the Knicks went to the finals.
Rockets. Lost to Rockets.
And then the Jets were, I don't know what they were doing in like that time period. But like, yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all, you can count on one hand the time that you're ever, and even if like, I remember there was always stats that's like, the last time the Mets and Jets won on the same day, it was like 1 billion years ago. And that was just like them winning a game, not being like, you're both good at the same time. Like there's some serious hopes. I mean, I can't even fucking fathom. I think it was 69 where like the Mets, Jets, and Knicks all won the title.
Couldn't imagine.
I don't know what, I would be a different person. I would be an entirely different person. Like I might, who knows? Like that maybe if this all changes, maybe the show goes away. Maybe I quit. Maybe I become something entirely different. Like I'm not doing this anymore. I've won championships. I can't even wrap my mind around that life. So, and the fact that it's like that's the first crack in the armor that he's at least admitting he can. He's admitting he can see how he would maybe become as miserable as we are.
I've always said that though. Like, of course it changes you. Like, I said, but Tom Brady, like in my formative years, like legitimately gave me confidence and stuff like that.
I know. It's sick.
Like, I mean,
That's sick.
But you
like
can do it.
He went to school in like 6th grade or some shit. Like feeling like a man or
But
some
like
shit
it was
because
because
Tom
I was
Brady
at a
scored.
boarding school where like we were playing. You know, like most places, like you're just surrounded by everyone
your
who
own
loves
fan.
your own team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I was at a school where they were fans of a million teams, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
we're the fucking guys. Like you got to come through us.
Now
I mean,
imagine,
but like I always think of tomatoes. The heirloom tomatoes rant from you is like you had the confidence to do that, and you were right on that one, right? That was like the ultimate, right?
Went
That's
on to
why
win
it was
3 more Super Bowls.
right. But specifically that year, I think did you
Maybe
beat
2
them,
more.
You beat them in Arrowhead or something like that, or I thought it was like a direct like.
Yeah. No, I think
Eat
that
your
was the
heirloom
year
tomatoes now
that
because-
we came back and won in overtime.
Yeah.
That was
right.
opening night of the 2017 season, 18 season.
He has a couple of those moments. He had the Andrew Luck one where everybody was like, "You would trade Brady for Andrew Luck? Come on." He was like, "No, I wouldn't." And we're like, "You're so fucking dumb."
That's one of the
we were like,
best
this idiot, like guffawing, laughing.
Like
You
that
wouldn't
was
trade-
the stupidest person alive.
Yeah. Like,
And like I wasn't kidding either. I was like, I not that I had any
you were so
like,
genuine,
foresight.
like-
I was just like, I don't know. I think Brady's still good.
Yeah. You were just like, I mean, I get what you're saying, guys. He was like the number 1 pick, but I just think Brady's better. We're like, "You idiot!" And it was like so true. But you have like the confidence to even say these things.
Yeah.
Do you see how much this affects us?
No, I know.
Like your.
I actually kind of experienced it this weekend. I was just telling Babs with USC Michigan. And it was like a pregame with USC people and Michigan people. And like I felt the power dynamic after when USC lost. Like I felt the shift.
It's like we run the room now.
And it was like,
And that was like a last second.
that was a
punch it in, right?
heartbreaker.
Yeah.
it was tough. Like I'm again not super attached to sports, but like that was like heartbreaking. I was like, and then like just all the Michigan people like called the next shots on where to go next. I don't know, it was just like we were all
going
like,
here.
Okay, yeah.
No, I don't like that bar. We're going here. We just won.
That was
That's
another
amazing.
issue for me or new experience for me at the game, being the loser, because I was like, I intentionally never spoke up and never said anything. But like mid-third quarter, I was like, I'll get out of here. But like I didn't want to be the person who ended the party. Like, even after the game, we're getting invited to tailgates. And I was like, Paz, if you want to go, you know, I've dragged a lot of people to a lot of fucking after parties. Like, we gotta go if you want to go. Thank God he didn't. But
I was feeling so satisfied. Usually after losses, I have to go to a tailgate to try to like make the day worth
Numb
it.
the pain.
I was like, I'm perfectly content right now. I
This
did
is why I highly recommend feeling out the game, seeing who's winning, and then deciding what team you're rooting for.
oh, that was also the
You guys heard
sneaky
of front running?
sneaky best part of the whole night is Jackie. Jackie,
Just like Brett Favre.
Jackie's in a Brett Favre t-shirt, and like
Hell yeah.
everyone keeps being like, people are like, oh, nice shirt, oh, good shirt, and it wasn't. Jackie didn't realize, she thought they were just saying like Jet shirt, and then we had to explain that Brett Favre was a serial sexual harasser who stole $1 million
criminal,
from
a thief.
the Missouri
Yeah.
Welfare Fund.
I was like, why did you guys let me wear this shirt?
Here's this O.J. Simpson shirt. No, but I mean, you're right about all those things. But it's like a cool vintage shirt.
Yeah.
Like he's not that bad. Like he's bad. Don't get me wrong, but he's not like
It was funny because the one person
you're
who had-
disgusting for wearing that shirt, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are, but people shouldn't really call you out.
People, I also don't think enough people really follow the
That's what I
Missouri
mean.
welfare case.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like if you knew everything about everybody, you'd probably be like, "That's gross." Yeah. But like people wear Roethlisberger shirts all the time.
Yeah, right,
You know,
right.
so it's like it's sports. You can do whatever
It'd
you want.
just be cooler if I was wearing like a non-sexual, whatever the fuck happens shirt.
But it's literally a cool shirt,
yeah.
right? It was
No,
one-
it was like
Yeah,
it
it's like
was
that cool
cute.
vintage gear that guy hooked us up with. So,
Yeah.
you know, if it's cool, it kind of cancels out the. His victims might not agree. But, yeah. Dude, that Diddy thing, I know we'll get into all your shit, but the Diddy stuff is getting weirder and weirder and darker and darker. And the latest I've heard is, and Jamie Foxx was involved in this, I think, that he made people play 5-on-5 basketball naked?
Yeah, I heard that and I couldn't stop
I
laughing.
was gonna say, dude, that is not the right way to intro that.
Yeah,
Like, it's getting real depraved. Like, all this stuff too. Again, like, I don't want to become a Diddy defender, but all this stuff. Like, if I was on drugs at a party, so I was like, "You guys want to play some naked basketball?" Like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's fucking do it.
Go Brett Favre. Go Diddy.
I mean, I can't even. It's
Is it
such
Justin
a weird
Bieber
thing.
stuff real?
That really upsets me.
That's
I
actually
genuinely,
fucked up.
I don't know what is real and what's not. I feel like if I was not assaulted by somebody and like the whole internet decided I was and was out there saying that, I think I would probably speak up and be like,
What? I didn't
so,
hear what
so
Jackie
I
said.
mean, everyone is connecting the dots and really, really thinks that Justin Bieber was one of his victims with no other evidence other than like, I mean, I don't want to say no evidence because there was that weird video. He spent the 48 hours with him.
Yeah.
Usher used to talk about how Diddy introduced him to like the sex parties when he was young, and then Usher was Justin's guardian and like brought him to Diddy for 48 hours. Like, there's evidence in that regard that like shit could have gone down. And then this compilation here is pretty fucked up. That compilation one up there is just
right
like
here.
how much they sexualize Justin Bieber. Everybody, from like the people on The View to these award presenters, they're touching him, they're kissing him, like sniffing him. Like, they were doing would you rathers with him. It's like, would you rather like perform on stage naked or like this or that? And then like the people presenting were like, I'd rather you do the naked song. And the whole time he kind of like laughs and he's like, I don't know, man. Like, I got young girls in my fan base. Like, I don't think I should be naked. Like, really, actually, handling it well.
Yeah.
And then there's an interview of him talking. They asked him about Billie Eilish when she was, going through her shit. I think when she had big boobs, people were talking about him, and he has this like really heartfelt, like, I don't ever want anybody to go through what I had to go through. So my phone is always, my number's always available. Like, I will help you. And he's like pausing and really like going through it. So like there's every possibility that it did.
I was gonna say that makes me sad. That
No, it's
reminds
really
me of
sad.
everything you just said. Not like I got raped.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
there's just so much I'm at the point with Diddy where I would believe anything. You know what I mean?
I
It's
haven't
so
followed the
fucking
story
crazy
closely enough to.
that
There's also one where like Diddy was like, "Why don't you text me to hang out anymore or whatever?" And Justin's like stuttering, like literally. You could tell
Yeah,
he's
it's
like
weird.
kind of freaking out. Like,
there's a source that says like Bieber is like shut down and he is like a mess over this. It's like, and it's an inside source. It's not like somebody came out and like said this. But my point being, if there was talk like this where people were like, yo, we all think that you were assaulted or raped by this guy, and I wasn't, I think I would be like, my heart goes out to anyone who was like raped by this person, but like I was not.
Yeah.
Just because I think that's a weird thing to let be out there about you.
Right.
I don't want to minimize what is going on for those victims, but I just want to say, like, it's not me. So I don't think I would let that linger out there if it was not. And I can understand if it is true and you don't want to admit it, you don't want it to be out there. Like, that is totally understandable. It takes a lot of like bravery to step up and do that. But if it wasn't true, I think I would have debunked it by now. And I think him having not done that. But I don't know. He also might just be like, I don't talk to the media about like anything anymore.
I was just saying.
So
I don't know what
hear
Justin
him
Bieber issued a
up
statement
to
on
at all.
ever.
Yeah.
I guess he had a baby fairly recently. Right?
Yeah, he did have a baby. Yeah. But I mean, they're just the weirdest. There was like, he apparently like tried to keep all of the rooms like weren't carpeted, so that when there was the lube everywhere, you couldn't like escape. And like there was a bed that didn't have like fabric, so like the bed was like slippery too. Like all the just like weird shit where
It's like Home Alone shit.
all this stuff though, this also does like when these stories
we're the wet bandits. We got 1,000 bottles of lube, me and Diddy.
when the internet like gets their teeth in these stories, I'm the opposite of you, where you're like, I'll believe anything. I just
Believe none
stop
of it.
believing anything.
Yeah.
Because like it always reminds me of the during Deflategate, and everyone started being like, well, anything's possible then. And then they had like the blueprints of Gillette Stadium, and it was like the opposing team has to walk like a million miles back to their locker room, which that actually might be true. But then it was like Belichick puts their Gatorade in a microwave before, so they have hot Gatorade. And then like they built a Jumbotron outside Gillette Stadium so he can cheat and see the replay before to know whether to challenge a play or anything like that. Like all that stuff wasn't true.
Right.
Like that, I know the fucking Jumbotron they're talking about. That's the CBS live feed. It's about 30 seconds behind game time.
Right.
Like
right.
like once people get their teeth in the story, it's like they find all these little things and then make it to be a much bigger thing than
I've always thought
Belichick
that-
was raping people. Though.
I have always thought that they should do more like booby trap stuff if it's fair game. If it's home, you know.
So you think your home field advantage should be booby
Home field
traps?
advantage.
You're not-
just like take more advantage of the home field.
that was one of the again, who knows if the truth of this, but like the same rumors used to be had about Red Auerbach, who was the coach of the Celtics.
He actually did used to do that. He cranked up the temperature in the locker room.
Yeah.
But even more,
really
like
hot.
they
Actually,
had
looking at
dead spots on the parquet, so the like Celtics knew where not to dribble because the ball would
really?
just fall if you dribbled there.
That's smart.
I
That's
think so.
genius.
I think that's pretty cool.
Who knows if it's true or who knows
Yeah.
if it's just like
I think that's pretty
rumors
cool.
that get started about an evil empire franchise.
Yeah.
It could
Yeah.
be either or.
That almost
but,
feels like more work for the team though, to have to like dribble around that.
yeah, it'd be like no, we can't dribble. Like, well, what if I have to run over?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it feels-
You're getting backed in the corner. You're like, fuck, I'm at the dead spot. I saw something that said Homeland Security has like intimated that this is like as bad or worse than Epstein, where it's just like the lists and the victims just go on and on and on. But the naked basketball, and then I don't know if I guess I searched naked basketball. And shame on me, fool me once, fool me twice sort of thing. There was this video of this guy playing naked basketball, obviously like a porn star. Hilarious, dude. Let me tell you something. The way that like a 3/4 hard dick flops around playing naked basketball is very funny. And this guy was just like dribbling around like a little ball in his house, and I don't think it's gonna come up on here because he was just like kind of dribbling around his own apartment house door, like throwing it off the top of the doorway and stuff like that, and just slow motion is just like boom, 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 just slapping his stomach and his thighs, and then at one point he did like kind of like a nice like graceful layup, and it went like. I did like a helicopter. It was really. I was like, yeah, man. I guess this would be pretty funny. Yeah, I think Jamie Foxx was in on that one, and like. That's what's so crazy is now you really are in a position of like a lot of these guys, like Joe Budden, like came out and was like, I partied with Diddy. I didn't do any of this weird shit, and I've never seen any of this weird shit. I think that's probably the way to handle it. I think silence gets weird in this spot because everybody believes this shit.
Yeah.
It's like you shouldn't have to, but I do think that's probably the move is to be like, no.
Do you think Michael Rubin needs to change the white party?
I think
You got to rebrand.
I think you should probably put an end to that. Yeah.
We're the black party now. Wait, no.
Anyway, I mean, the last thing is that there's this alleged book written by Kim Porter. So I do believe his ex-wife, who I think is the mother of his children, I think he murdered her. Like, there's a very, there's a very, very shady, like, circumstances around her death, where just out of nowhere she died, and the coroner report was like there was no autopsy, or there was an autopsy, and they like got rid of the body, and there was no report. There was all sorts of like really weird, shady shit around that. But now somebody is saying that like there's this unreleased book that she wrote that was like just on a USB thing that like somebody found and just published, and now people are taking that. It's like look at this thing. It's like some shitty Amazon book. It's not even like published through a real publisher. It's just like you can buy it on Amazon, and it's supposed to be Kim Porter's last words. And like that's gotta be fucking like illegal, no? I don't know how this works.
This is giving me Gone Girl, when it's like when the cops like think they have Ben Affleck, and they're like, her last journal entry is, I think the man I love might kill me, and he's like, pretty convenient, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty convenient last entry, isn't it? And they're like, oh yeah, that's a good point.
Would you write that in your fucking diary?
Also, in all the photos of him, it looks like they shrunk his face. Is his face just like
I
that?
did. That's another thing going around. People were like, "This is not the same person." Like, and they have like 3 different pictures of Diddy, and it's like, I don't know. Like, one time, like, I don't know. I could show you 3 pictures of Feitelberg. You look like entirely different people.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not. Any of that can happen. Oh, did you see your latest doppelganger, by the way? I posted it on
No.
Instagram. I don't know if you saw it. It's a good one. It's an enjoyable one. Let me see if it's still in my. Go to my archive. I mean, there's just. I have a theory on that. Maybe you are just in Quantum Leap. Remember I showed you that clip the other day of that funny.
Yeah.
Did you guys know the show Quantum Leap? Mm-hmm. It's an old 80s and 90s show where the idea was this guy, Scott Bakula, can jump. He time travels into other people's bodies, and every episode is him facing a thing that he's got to fix or overcome. And sometimes most of the time it was just a scripted story. But one episode he jumped into Lee Harvey Oswald's body and he's assassinating the president, and he jumped into famous people, and that was what the episode was about. It's a good 80s and 90s show. But there's this one clip of him. I guess let me just find it.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
Tornadoes, you know how they can stop and start in a different place?
Mm-hmm.
I think that if that's possible, time travel is possible. No, not time travel. Teleportation is possible.
Because you could be.
But you understand that a tornado is just made up of wind, not matter.
Wind is matter.
No.
Point Jackie.
Wind doesn't matter.
Wind is matter.
How is
Oxygen
Point
is matter.
Feitelberg?
Wind doesn't matter.
Wind is matter.
It's definitively not. It's just air.
We could do this all day. Wind is matter. No, give your.
Your turn.
What's the definition of matter?
I actually don't know. It might not be matter. I really don't know.
I also don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
But a
Physical
cloud
substance.
is matter.
Physical substance.
Physical substance,
Jackie.
not matter.
A cloud is matter.
Is a cloud matter? Google
Yeah,
that.
is a cloud matter.
The fact that it auto-filled.
Yes, a cloud is considered matter.
Okay, but
Yes,
a
the cloud-
tornado.
Oh, you see that? Dude, that's the same thing.
A tornado isn't a cloud.
It's
Now
just a
Google,
spinning-
is
it's
a
a
tornado a
spinning-
cloud?
It's a
We're
spinning
just gonna
cloud.
keep doing it. Is a tornado matter? Is a tornado?
No!
Oh, screenshot that.
Now, also to be fair for Feitelberg though, it's not because of the
But
wind.
yeah, it's
because
made
of the
up
other
of-
stuff.
And that matter isn't traveling.
Okay,
I don't care. I don't care. Do you see that
wind
first line?
matter?
This
Is wind matter?
No, it's not.
Yeah, yes, wind is
Moving
considered
air,
matter.
and air is comprised of molecules. I was thinking but then you kind of run into everything is matter. Then if you're breaking it down to molecules, literally everything.
But that's all that teleportation would need to be. It's just molecules.
She's not wrong.
Yeah, you got I'll give you. I think you got the leg up on me here, but despite that,
starting the week hot.
Proud of myself.
I still think there's a large difference in wind stopping and then starting again.
Also,
versus moving a person from
Yeah,
city.
It's going to take a while for us to figure that out. For sure.
Because it's not. It's in that regard, a car would be time travel. You get in something and you move it from here to there.
But that's
The time you're traveling, but you're not time traveling.
no. But it's not time traveling. Teleportation.
Oh, teleportation. Right. Sorry.
So it's to start in one place and stop in the other.
Okay, so yeah, in Kevin's thing, that then a plane teleports me.
No. I'm saying, and listen to my words clearly. What a tornado does is it just stops all of a sudden and then miles away, it starts in a new location. There's not a linear,
Dropping linear on
Yeah.
this, bro.
But all of that stuff it picks up in that new location isn't the same that it left.
Could also argue they're different
all that wind and debris and stuff it had, it doesn't still have that
They're
over
related
there.
somehow. Well, now we're getting into like tornado science, and I don't know much about that. But
I gotta watch Twisters again. I'll figure it out.
Now we're getting into tornado science.
I've
I'm
done
bird
half the
law
work
over
for the
here.
scientists. Now they can pick it up from here.
Gametime is the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. We love going out to live events, whether it's a concert, a football game, a comedy show. We always use Gametime, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. I went to this week, I went to the Jets Pats on Thursday with some other folks in this room. That one wasn't so good. Friday, I went to O'Mary. That one was fantastic. So it's always worth going out and getting your best tickets possible to great live events and experiencing the emotion in the room. You know how much we love Gametime. Now with their brand new Gametime Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get into a game. You thought it wasn't easier? Well, guess what? It is. Gametime Picks filters out the fluff to show you incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of options. Hockey's around the corner, so I was looking for some Bruins tickets, see when they're in the building, when they're in town for the Rangers, Islanders, stuff like that. And they had amazing Gametime Picks deals for great seats only. And all you have to do is you pull up your chosen event, turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Gametime Picks deals near you on your Gametime app homepage. What are you waiting for? Go have some fun. You've earned it. Gametime. Download the Gametime app today and use code KFC to easily score great deals with the new Gametime Picks. What time is it? Gametime. Who?
What do you got?
Speaking of the bitches getting sick, yesterday the WMBA playoffs started, and first of all, I watched a lot of the Fever game. It's crazy.
What time is the Fever game on?
3:00.
Okay, because the Aces and the Storm, which I understand is West Coast, but they had a 10 o'clock start after the Mets and Phillies. Like as the Mets game came back from commercial, they were showing Asia Wilson showing up in like her suit, being like, "Next up." I was like, "Next up? Yeah. It's fucking time to go to bed. You guys are starting at 10 o'clock. That's crazy."
I'm so glad you said that because every sports league does it now. Every team does it, like the fit picks, the runway to the locker room, all that shit.
It really pushed
and
that
like
for the WNBA.
I saw Bleacher Report was doing it for Caitlin Clark and for a bunch of the other Fever, and I looked at the Fever's Twitter page and they had like the whole team's fit picks. Mm-hmm. How stressful must that be to be a woman and be like, I make $70,000 a year,
and now I gotta be
gonna make like
fashionista.
I gotta go to Target and put something together for this. Like, dude, I make $72,000 and I play for the New York Liberty. I have 4 fucking roommates. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I'm wearing like a Forever 21. This is from Sheen or Shine or whatever the fuck it's called.
You're
like,
gonna have a caption like the girls are flashing out tonight or whatever. You're like, God damn it, how am I gonna live up to this?
that is a very good point. Those girls should be they should be playing that card. They should be talking to their team, being like, you gotta hook me up.
Right.
If we're gonna be walking the red carpet through the tunnel every time, New York Liberty, you better be sending me those fits, because I can't afford this shit.
I can think of like me like walking in the Milton office. They're like, all right, here's the fit.
There we
picks.
go. Yeah.
I was about on a WNBA. I was a little lower than a WNBA salary then.
You really were. It's sickening. It's sickening. That's like a pretty comparable salary. Doing the 360 camera and all that shit.
Here's Feitz's T-shirt he stole from the corner of the office yesterday.
And like even for some of the good ones, it's tough. Like if you're a nobody in the WNBA, you're supposed to like show up looking like something. Get the fuck out of here!
It's crazy.
Putting on a hoodie and pulling it tight and running through there. That is very funny.
But the 2 other things I had. I had 2 unbelievable headlines I found this weekend. Not found, but like just saw. One was this one on New York only Instagram. It said 4th person this year passes away due to subway surfing in NYC. I don't think that really classifies as passing away.
He quietly passed on the roof of a subway, smashed into the tunnel, obliterated his body.
Imagine your buddy got fucking his head cut off, surfing subway. Like, yeah, my friend just passed away. No way. Like, a dude died. Died horrifically.
That's like the kid getting his head hit in Hereditary. You're not gonna say he quietly passed away. His head was obliterated by a fucking telephone pole.
And then the other one was the New York Post. It was the best and the worst. They had this headline. I think I was reading to you guys in the car.
This is great.
It was loner stabs himself to death. Hang on, let me figure it out real quick. Okay, so it says loner stabbed himself to death while separating 2 frozen burgers
With a knife, yeah.
with a knife.
Yeah.
Okay, but think about what that fucking really means. A guy who lives alone was cooking dinner for himself, slipped, and like it makes him seem like he's some psycho murderer, like desperate depressed guy. Is a guy who was just cooking dinner and the knife just slipped. And now the New York Post is telling
The loner.
25 million. It's like written by your high school bully. like this fucking loner loser stabbed himself to death. Like, dude, I didn't stab myself to death. I had an accident and it caused me to die. It's a humongously different story.
So wait, what do you think he was doing? Like you have the burgers.
Yeah, we've all stuck a knife through 2 patties before.
Yeah, but how-
He just did it in a dumb way, I'm guessing.
Like into his stomach, and then you're a loner, so no one's there to help you.
Like,
Maybe if you weren't a loser, you would have survived, Burger Boy.
this headline could also just be, man who worked really hard and can afford to live alone has unfortunate accident while making himself a healthy dinner. Loner stabs himself to death.
Go down. I want to see some more of the details on this. See, boy, these pop-ups. It's like we are back in 2010. It's not. Oh my God. Never mind. It's not even worth it. A UK man stabbed himself while trying to separate 2 frozen burgers with a knife in a freakish accident. 57 died after he accidentally plunged it into his stomach. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I pictured the stomach. So you got those Bubba burgers, those frozen patties. Trying to pull them apart, you can't. You start to pick them apart, you can't. And then you just. But I feel like you would hit like your hand before you get to your gut.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Not good.
A freak accident, but he's not like he didn't stab himself to death.
Yeah, no, like I picture this to be like the Joker or the Riddler or something like that in his house, leaving a note like, these burgers are my last meal. It's
Like,
like
also
no, I
just like the
slipped with
phrase
knife.
"stabbing yourself to death" makes it sound like
Yeah,
it
like I was thinking
happened.
like ta, 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 ta.
No, dude, a knife. I accidentally plunged a knife into my own stomach.
That is not a great way to go, though. Let me tell you that much. Oh, you see that there's a couple, the first couple that is ever going to use the Swedish suicide pods. Switzerland, Sweden, whichever ones.
Yeah.
I
know what you're talking
what I'm talking about? Those things
Yeah.
you get inside them. It like sucks all the air out and puts like nitrogen in the pod, and you just go to sleep.
Yeah.
This couple, I'll tell you what, man. Bitches, man. These bitches out here. She is terminally ill, and then they together have decided they don't want to live anymore without each other.
That's on him.
That's on him because of her.
Yeah, but I'd be like, shut up, I'm not dying.
Well, that's what I mean, though. That's what I'm saying. That is 50 years of like mental abuse by his wife. Like, well, if I'm gone, you're gone. And he's like, okay, sounds good. That is the ultimate. Like, if I can't have fun, you can't have fun. Like you can go out with your girls, it's fine. If you go out with the boys, I'm mad. That's the ultimate.
No, I think it's just.
You can die. I'm gonna go have a good life. But if I die, you have to die too.
I mean,
bitches
to be
are
fair,
terrible.
It's kind of shoe on the other foot. We've kind of been driving that bus for quite some time.
What that?
Like you got the funeral pyres and stuff like that.
Yeah, like when we used to put you in the pyramids with the.
Or you're like,
Yeah.
the king died, and he's like, well, my wife's coming with me.
I think it's also just like,
But that was different.
Yeah, what?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, they got the idea from us.
People are painting it as like so romantic. I think that's insane. First of all, if they are truly all alone, then maybe. But if there's like any grandkids or kids or anything at all, and they're just gonna be like, Pop's gonna just go kill himself too. He's totally fine, but Grandma's got to go, so does Pop.
But I actually don't hate that whole idea. Like an old man living alone gets weird. Like
KillYourDad.com.
kill your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forgot about that. Like if you live a long life and your wife dies, you should probably go too. You can't be left to your own devices out here.
That is an astute observation. Yeah. You know what ends up happening? You end up stabbing yourself to death with a burger. That's an old man who's like, she always separated the burgers. I don't know how to fucking do this. But I don't think there's have been many instances of a dude being like, I'm terminally ill. Come on, you're going to die with me, right?
I mean, yeah, with what you just said.
But like that was like Pharaoh's back in the day.
I think this guy's also just like a pushover, and it's
I'm saying.
It's a tough time to be a pushover.
I think this guy has had 50 years of just like, she like pushes him to do stuff, and he just rolls over. Happy wife, happy life, and now it's to the point of like happy dead wife, dead life. Like, she's gone, you're gone, bro. That is. I mean, they're old and whatever. They have their reasons. But it is pretty crazy to just walk in the room and be like, I am healthy, I am good, and we are going to die.
As a woman, we're not claiming this. We don't get points against us for this. This is a weird couple.
You're the one dying. It's your side's dying. I'm sorry. This is on your jacket.
Your side should speak up if you don't want to die.
But he probably wanted to, but after 50 years of not being able to speak up, he's probably like, I just got to die. You don't understand the amount of stuff that guys will do to just stay out of trouble, all the way down to death. Because if that guy says no, she's going to be like, what? Oh, what, are you going to move on without me? What, are you going to go fuck somebody? You're going to fuck somebody in that old folks home? Is that what you're going to do? Huh? And you're just like, I don't know, just fucking kill me. Just suck the nitrogen out of the air or whatever the fuck it is.
But that's ultimate pushover. Like she's going to die. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Like, you got to just dig in deep.
Be like, I'm not doing it. You're going to die. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
You know what would be kind of awesome is like at the last second. Like,
what'd you say?
No, telling the guy, being like, don't actually.
Yeah. I think they're in the same pod. But it would be kind of funny if it was like two separate things. You're like, it's like when you go to tell the bartender, like, just give me water and put like a lime in it so people think I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Just pretend you're in the pod, like, you're looking over at her. It's like, you're having the wrong reaction. You're like, it's supposed to be all peaceful. I'm dying.
Would that be considered murder then if you guys made the decision together and then you were like,
no.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm
that's
sure
as
you
murder as
away,
wind does matter.
What?
I do think that old people should die with their wives though, because unchecked testosterone is dangerous. And if you've lived,
Mother, I feel that.
if you've lived with checked testosterone for so long, with like, because like every time you're a guy, you're like, I should do this, and a woman's like, you fucking shouldn't. and you stop having that safety net of like, I should do this. But also you're 80 and weird.
Yeah,
it's not comfortable for anybody.
Dude, there's a feeling. I think I said this recently. Like, when you break up, even if you were in like a good relationship or whatever, as a guy, when all of a sudden you're just free, it is a little bit overwhelming. Where it's like, I can do anything right now. Wait a minute, like anything? But again, you're young and at least have like hopefully your brain's working and shit. If you're 85 and you have that all of a sudden, that's too much.
Dude, I kind of had it the other day. I was on the subway, and I was going to see Oh Mary. Very funny. Go see it. And
this is gonna be followed up by something so stupid.
I was on the subway, and I noticed a woman breastfeeding, and so I like averted my eyes and didn't look. And dude, my fucking brain the whole time was like, "What are you doing? There's a titty in the room. Look at it." Was like, it's right there. It's like, dude, there's a fucking titty in the room right now. Go look at the titty. And it was like for like 5 subway stops. It was so stressful. I was like, will you please just put the titty away so my brain can rest for 1 second.
That is like why they have like dress codes in middle school. Is
yeah, the boys would never be able to fuck.
Shoulder. That is exactly what I picture a male brain.
There's a titty. There's a titty. There's a titty. There's a titty.
Like, it's like 3 feet away. Just look at the titty. Just please look at the titty. I'm begging you.
I'll stop. Just give me one look and I'll stop. I swear to God. That is very funny.
Everybody meet Helium Mobile, a new carrier for visionaries, powered by people and crypto. Helium Mobile's unlimited phone plan is just $20 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. No gimmicks, no contracts. The coverage is unprecedented. Subscribers of the plan experience coverage from both the nation's largest 5G network and the Helium network, a new network here in the U.S. built by people like you and secured by the blockchain. Unlike other traditional telcos, Helium Mobile protects your data by giving you control and does not sell it to third parties for profit. Instead, with Helium Mobile's unlimited phone plan, you can earn crypto tokens called Mobile for anonymously sharing where you use your phone the most. You can use those crypto rewards to pay for your phone plan, buy new tech, or exchange it for US dollars or other tokens. It's time to rise above the status quo and make your carrier Helium Mobile powered by crypto and people. Powered by people and crypto. Ditch the old plan and get 1 month free of Helium Mobile with code KFC. Get an unlimited plan that rewards you in crypto for using it. Go to hellohelium.com/KFC. That's hellohelium, HELIUM.com/KFC.
We'll get into voicemails in a second, but I just saw. Did you know? This is what we used to call it, like. We used to have, like, send us your best facts or whatever, right? What we call it?
Fun facts.
Fun facts. That's the phrase I'm looking for.
What's that white liquid comes in a gallon? What do we call it? What's that thing?
Fun fact. The voice of Mickey Mouse and the voice of Minnie Mouse are married.
Yeah, I knew that.
You knew that?
Yeah.
I did not know that. But I can't say it surprises me either. Spent a lot of time together.
I guess so.
That testosterone brain. Like I'm trapped in this room with a woman for. This is my wife now.
Yeah, but but you could easily be like, I'm the voice of Goofy, and I fucked Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fact that it's like Mickey and Minnie are actually married. Minnie and Mickey were a thing, right?
I was gonna say I don't even know if the cartoons are actually married.
They are?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do they have, like, kids?
I don't know about that.
They're not technically married.
Very progressive.
Yeah.
They're depicted as a couple, but they are not.
In private life, Mickey is married to Minnie. That's a quote from Walt Disney.
Crazy.
It's a bit of an open relationship once he gets on the stage, though.
They've been together since 1928, caring and supporting for each other, the ups and downs of their relationship. I love to think of fucking the ups and downs of Minnie and Mickey, like he hit her one time. It's like he was drunk one night. He really, the highs are high, the lows are low. It's fine. We love hard, we hate hard.
But then, like, they do shit like this. Like, you always see them kind of.
Yeah, well, I was definitely under the impression that they were an item, but I never saw them married.
I like Paz breaking down the Zapruder on it. He's like, look at this cartoon.
They're obviously married. Look at them, they're kissing. They're kissing.
That's correct, but then they do shit like
He's
this.
like, they're always doing this kind of bullshit, though. What am I supposed to think?
You don't think though, like if you met the real voice of Minnie and Mickey, if you were like, hi, like, nice to meet you, you're like, I'm Mickey, I do the voice of Mickey, you'd be like, oh wow, and then you'd be like, this is my wife, she does Minnie, you would just be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, I think I would. Yeah, definitely.
Like, I feel like that's a
That's like the quarterback and the lead cheerleader. Like, yeah, you guys are supposed to be together.
Yeah.
well, yeah, they're supposed to be, but it feels like something that doesn't often happen.
Right.
Like, it should be this way. I'm happy that it's this way.
Yeah.
I would be sickened. It's like when you find out that, like, a star and one of, like, the side characters are an item. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, you should be with the main girl,
Right.
but you're actually just, like, married to, like, the pharmacist or whatever, like Glenn or some shit. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you're close, but not.
I do feel
So
like,
do you think that, like,
oh,
like Lola Bunny and Bunny and Bugs.
You're struggling today.
I swear to God, I have Alzheimer's. It's crazy. I was about to say Babs Bunny and Bunny Rabbit.
You
think
forget
you
more
think
than like the average person, but you just are really hard on yourself for it. Like, I'm so fucking stupid.
No, but you know.
It's so true. I forget it all the
Dude,
time. I'm just
calm
like, all right.
down. It's literally not that deep.
It's just that it's not that. It's just that I used to know these things. If I was forgetful all the time, it's like my brain is getting worse because I used to know Bugs Bunny's name.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm pretty tough on myself. All right.
What up, KFC Fights, Pabs, Jackie? So I grew up in a town and went to college in a town where sweet corn festivals were regularly a thing in the local small towns. So senior year of college, me and my girlfriend and some buddies go to the sweet corn festival in the town we go to school in. And Smash Mouth is the act that night. He must have had too much salt and butter on the corn that night because Steve Harwell, the lead singer of Smash Mouth, had a heart attack on stage. Had to be gurneyed off into an ambulance. I think that actually started the end of Smash Mouth, that incident, unfortunately. And he has since passed. R.I.P. So my question is, you get to pick a random celebrity, a random local event like a sweet corn festival, and a medical emergency. Any combination of the three. My question is, what combination of the three do you think makes the best, most interesting story? Thanks a bunch. Love the show.
That's a very funny one. First of all, like way too casually discussing. Like you guys know, we had the sweet corn festivals every year.
Does anybody know what that is?
Yeah.
What's a sweet corn festival?
He took me to the third time to realize he was saying sweet and not street corn, which I, for some reason to me I think is more deserving of a festival.
Street corn?
It's just better.
Mexican street corn. Yeah,
it's just better. Like
I mean, listen, I like some sweet corn, but
around corn, street corn's getting a festival.
Sweet corn's pretty good, man. You ever had that Jersey sweet corn?
I don't think I've ever had. I've had corn and I've had street corn. I don't.
Well,
like,
I don't think street corn is like a thing. I think sweet corn is kind of just like there's corn that's a little bit sweeter. You know
right,
what I mean?
but like so, like what's the other one? Salty corn? What's the other one?
Are they just like less sweet corn?
yeah, less sweet
Yeah,
corn.
okay, so it's corn.
This is the sweet. There's corn, and then there's sweeter corn. I'm gonna say Al Roker shitting his pants again at bingo. I want Al Roker to shit his pants at local bingo. You guys know the story of Al Roker shitting his pants at the White House?
I think so. But
You know who Al Roker is?
No.
Yeah, this is crazy. I always forget about these things. Like, you guys probably just don't know these things. Al Roker was the weatherman for, like, CBS or NBC.
Today Show,
NBC. For, like, forever. He was the weatherman, and he was just fat as shit. He was huge. And he lost probably, like, I would say over, like, 100 pounds, right?
yeah,
he was,
for
like,
sure.
huge. And now he's, like, this skinny guy, and he kind of became, like, more of a personality once he, like, lost weight. And he tells a story in his book, and then I think he talked about it in some interviews. Like, he was at the White House meeting the president. I don't know which one it was at the time, but he was, like, such a character on, like, in the news that he was, like, got to go to the White House, and he shit his pants at the White House. He just gambled on a fart and shit his pants. Yeah.
That's awesome.
How did this become public knowledge?
He told the
He
world.
told- yeah.
He told the world.
I
He
respect that.
openly offered that up. There was also somebody who shit their pants meeting the Pope. I think it was a president who was meeting the Pope shit his pants.
I don't think I know that one.
Yeah, I think there's a story about that as well. But I personally would call that a medical emergency. Shitting your pants. I mean, a heart attack is a little more
I
morbid.
call shitting your pants a Tuesday.
I was gonna say that's just a regular occurrence. You guys shit toilets, I shit pants.
Like, come on. What are we doing here? Medical emergency. But I think
Biden. It was the rumor that Biden shit his pants at the Vatican. So that's probably not true, but it could have been at this point.
I this is hard. I'm stuck in kind of a Basin reality type thing like this. Razor Ramon came to Fall River, but he was doing wrestling, and he it wasn't a medical emergency. He was just blackout drunk.
He's just a wrestler.
Yeah. It's kind of like shitting your pants. Like, this is a Tuesday.
That's just standard. We had the Iron Sheik, who was also a wrestler. He came to the saloon back when we used to do Barstool parties. We had a WrestleMania party, and so I got Iron Sheik to be like the meet and greet guy for the party. And he sat there. I think we paid him like a couple $1,000 too, by the way, to just like sit there. And he had a belt on, and he had like the Sheik like outfit on, and he just sat there like genuinely like a corpse, like just nobody behind the wheel, probably completely shit faced, would like sign autographs like and people would just like lean in, take a picture, and he just pissed. And I remember there just being like just dripping like from the chair or his pants or whatever it was. There was just a puddle of piss. and I forgot this. They brought a bowl of pasta with them. What? I'll never forget. It was like some sort of like broccoli pasta, something like that. And they like pulled out a bag that had like Tupperware, and they like opened it up, and he just was like BYOP, brought his own pasta. But yeah, he just pissed. And I think he was probably like old and didn't want to get up. It was a long night. We were watching WrestleMania, taking all the pictures. I think he just didn't want to go to the bathroom, so he just went. I was like, this is
so
fucking
sad.
disgusting. So I went home. And then The Undertaker lost. It was like the first time The Undertaker lost.
I remember that. I was watching the Hooters on Route 1.
I left early, and I missed The Undertaker losing.
Really?
Because I think, if I have my WrestleManias and my saloon parties lined up correctly, because I was like, I can't be here anymore. There's a pile of piss. There's a puddle of piss right there with the Iron Sheik. Like, he might die right now. I almost lived one of these. Yeah. Mine would have been the Iron Sheik at Saloon WrestleMania party, like, died in a puddle of his own feces, you know? This close.
I just thought of one. Jason Derulo breaking his leg on the stairs at Cannes.
Make it come true.
Yeah. It happened again.
And then it'd be like, no, that's fake.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I want him to like hit his head. He's like dying, and it's like, no, it's just fake. It's like, no, it's fucking for real.
No, it happened again, guys.
I always think like the most random celebrity I can think of is Mr. Mosby. I don't know if you guys would know him, because he like killed somebody at one point. Yeah. And I was like,
the Sweet Life,
the
Sweet Life, like the bellhop, right?
Killed
so
somebody?
Mr. Mosby killing another person at, I don't know,
Any
a
event.
street corn festival.
Hammered because he was drunk was the thing.
Yeah, right.
What, he killed him with the car?
It
like
was
driving the car?
I think it was a manslaughter.
That's a
type
little
deal.
different now.
Yeah.
Different than straight up murder.
Yeah.
I'm watching The Perfect Couple. I'm halfway through, I think.
What do you think?
My prediction right now, and I don't know if this is going to be accurate, I think it's going to be the mom of the bride, because they keep showing. Oh, okay, guys, based on your reactions, it's not that. But
No, I'm just trying to look
they
straight ahead because I don't want to give any
like
reaction.
shown her at all, but they just keep showing her with these like pills that have like, caution on.
Yeah.
So that's my prediction right now.
I predicted this show.
When I watched this episode, I've seen the full show, but when I watched the first episode, and it was just maybe Wednesday I watched it, I was like, how, when the intro starts, I was like, how the fuck has everyone not told me about this show?
Oh yeah, I know.
When it's like the clap on the beach.
dancing.
Yeah. I love that.
I love it when it
It's
first
like
cut in.
Bollywood, they do that.
What's up?
It's like in Bollywood films, they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the end of it, I was like dancing with them. It was like the only intro that I don't skip.
I think it
really doesn't fit the vibe
at all.
Well,
at all.
Keegs told me that it was supposed to be a scene. So the whole cast was told to learn this dance, and then they scrapped the scene because they thought it was dumb. And Liev Schreiber was like, nah, I'm doing the fucking scene.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh, Liev wants to do it? All right, let's do it. We'll dance with Liev. And then it became so funny. They're like, we got to use it. Let's just make it the intro.
I can't even think, like, I guess I understand where it could fit in like the wedding, like, celebratory stuff, but it is very strange.
Is that the hat Marty's wearing?
I don't know.
It says Summerland. Isn't that what the house is called?
Oh. There's a lot. There's, like, I think other places called Summerland.
Yeah,
like
I guess
in
so.
Santa Barbara, there's
Yeah.
Summerland.
But I thought the show was great. Like, it's exactly, it knows what it is, and it is what it is. If that makes sense. Like,
What kind of accent is the cop, the female cop?
Fall River kid.
Oh, really?
She's from
I
Fall
She
River.
is.
She actually-
She's a handsome woman.
Yeah.
She's tough. She's tough.
Honestly, Keek said it bothered her. I guess that means it's good if it doesn't bother me.
It just it sounds fake. Is it a real accent?
A Fall River accent? It's kind
Well,
of
her accent. Like, is she?
I wouldn't. I don't know. I obviously don't have it. I would say a Fall River accent
She
is
did say Fall River in it. Yeah, that's right.
It's like a mix of. It's like Boston with like a little Providence in it. But yeah, I mean, it's if you wanted to do a Fall River accent, I guess you probably just drop your R's. And she does it occasionally and sometimes a little too much, but it's not jarring to me. So I guess that's a good job.
Yeah.
This is the year of the touchdown, the TD, the tutty, taking it to the house, in for 6, whatever you call a touchdown. One thing is for sure, touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. On the ground, in the air, from special teams or defense, we do not care how you score them. We want to bet on touchdowns. This is very true. I have been betting a lot of touchdowns lately. Touchdown King. I am the Touchdown King. That's why I'm on the stream tonight. As you are listening to this, I will have either lost $1,000 or won $14,000. Pretty big night. And DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like picking a player to score a touchdown or how many TDs will be in a game. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? I will once T. Higgins scores 2 touchdowns tonight. We need 2 touchdowns out of T. Higgins. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with the DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KFC. That's code KFC for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
What's up, KFC fights, the rest of the gang? Jackie, congrats on 3rd mic, by the way. Very well deserved. What's something that you guys are very confident that you could do without any prior training or experience or anything like that? Like, for some reason, my Instagram algorithm keeps thinking or keeps showing me horseshoe replacement videos. Like, I've never picked up a horse foot or a horse hoof, but I've watched dozens, if not hundreds of videos at this point. I feel pretty confident that I could do it, honestly. Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on that subject? Also, side note, when you watch these horseshoe replacement videos, a horse hoof is like a giant toenail on a horse. I don't know. Something just is unsettling about that. Later.
He is right about that. That is unsettling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they poke a hole and like liquid comes out. It's like an abscess.
Yeah.
They just like drill a hole and it just like comes flying out.
You watch a lot of this?
What Kevin's done
along the same vein.
What Kevin's done to the KFC Radio YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, it's
feels
crazy.
No, it doesn't. It means
bad.
nothing. I don't.
Yeah.
I use my own, but
I
I like
know.
click on there every once in a while.
I know,
like,
every
see
now
all
and then
the-
I'm like, fuck, they can see.
just
No,
like-
don't even read it. I swear to God, it's so embarrassing. It's so
You watch a lot of
cracking
YouTube?
videos. No, but what I'll do is like I'll search like a specific thing, like a dermatology term or like an injury or whatever. All these like weird things that I'm so like interested in, and I'm like, and then I see that I know that I'm logged in, and I'm like, fuck. They can
There was a
see
period
it.
where somebody on the account was clearly trying to learn how to make chicken.
I don't know if that was
All
me.
the videos was just like chicken, like breaded chicken, like how to make it from scratch. Like all this. And I was like,
Yeah,
Who
what-
was that? Who else has access to the
It
account?
used to be Nick. I think Nick had it.
My brother could have. There's a lot of people out there. You're one big family when you share search results. I was like, oh my god, I'd rather them see my porn searches than this.
Why? It's just neck cracking videos. But
There's a lot. Yeah, okay. The neck cracking's fine. Sometimes if I'm searching for like pimple stuff, it's disgusting. I know it's disgusting, but it's just like.
no, I back you. I the pimple stuff. I never go searching for it because it feels, but like I can't get myself to type
Well,
that into the
I
search bar.
absolutely could be a dermatologist by now. I watch these videos sometimes, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. They're using the wrong tool. Like, they're obviously, if you like sometimes there's like two pimples that are kind of like together, and I'm like, if you're pushing on one, it's only gonna push it into the other. You're not pushing from the right angle. I'm like a full blown dermatologist. Really? Absolutely. Like I know. Oh, these are connected. You need to like snip this. That'll all come out at once. You need to push with this tool and scrape with that one. Why aren't they pushing? They're just using a Q-tip. All of that shit. I could be a full-blown dermatologist. The other day, Shay had a pimple on her, a blackhead on her nose, and like it was just there, and I just, it was like they say not to touch them or pick like anything. You're just not supposed to do any of that shit. And it was just there long enough, and I was at we were all at Keegan's baseball game yesterday, and I was just looking at it, and I was like literally just like kind of talking to her, and I was just like. And I just went in and did it. She was just like, "What's happening?" I was like, "Stay still." Was like, yeah. It was so satisfying. I was like, "Get more pimples. I need to do this."
I don't think I have anything.
I was if he didn't say something like that to trigger that, I was like, I have no skills. At anything. By the way, being able to replace I get what he's saying. He's watched a lot of videos. Like, hell no.
I can't be in the same room as a horse.
You would get kicked in the fucking face. What?
I can't be in the same room as a horse.
No,
scary.
Imagine walking up to a horse and being like, I'm going to grab your leg and hammer at you. Like, no fucking shot. How about this? The other day, yesterday, one of the doors in my house just fell off. Just fucking fell off. I'm starting to think that the people were there so infrequently before I bought the house that just like opening and using doors, like it was just closed, so it was fine.
Yeah.
And then we leave it open, and the weight's different, so like it just like the hinge just like broke off, and the hinge was still connected to the door, but it broke off the wall, and so there's all like the holes are still there, and the hinge is still perfectly on, and I'm like, I don't know, I got to go get some new screws or whatever, but the holes in the wall have been like they're too wide now. From like years of like weight or whatever. So like you put the screw in, but it just doesn't catch on anything, So my dad's like, "Do you have any matchsticks and glue?" I was like, I guess so. I started like digging through it, and he just like breaks up some matchsticks, puts them in the hole, dips the screw in glue, and then just screws it in, and like the matchsticks make the wood tighter, and the glue just like catches on with the screw and the matchsticks, and it just works. And I was like, how the fuck do you know this shit? And
I actually have seen videos like
that. Yeah. So maybe that
weirdly like that. Like it's so insane that you said like one of
you knew
of the obscure thing I could just like. But like I've seen it used like with a like it's like I don't know why I ever had this on a feed, but it was like there is a tool that does the same thing.
Yeah.
Like when you screw it, you drill a hole into like cement. And you put this
like plastic thing
in there, and then when you screw it in, the screw like grabs that.
Right, because I've done that with some of the like if you're hanging a picture, those they come with that. But he was just like matchsticks and glue. I got you, and I was like, man, I don't know any of that. He just like had it, I'm like, what else do you have in that brain of yours?
I had heard something about like salt in a battery, and so like, but I didn't do any research, so I just like salted batteries, and I just like it didn't work. It just like they were like seasoned batteries. And I was like,
You probably thought
a salt battery.
A salter battery, yeah. And you thought that was a thing.
No, a salt for. Oh my god! There's no way.
It's just an assault and battery.
It happens all the time. Football players love this.
I think that's exactly what happened.
This trick. That's very funny.
It's very funny.
If it's like based on real, like I guess it's like I saw the other day, like this guy who has like I don't know, like it was a sponsored post, not sponsored, whatever, suggested post, and he had like 10 million followers or whatever the fuck he had, and he would just do a workout that some celebrity had said once. So it's like he does like 3 pull-ups and then he's like do that 20 times and blah blah blah.
You can do that shit.
I could do that.
Yeah, you could do workout stuff.
But like that's not anything.
You could do coding videos. Teach us all how to code.
I already taught myself how to code. Girls who code. Shout out.
Girls who code in soccer. You're soccer coding experts.
Yeah. I mean, I think I could do everything. Like I have like confidence that I can. So.
Yeah, you have the ultimate confidence.
I'm
in,
young.
Like,
I have confidence.
yeah. Like you think you could just do like anything?
Yeah. Like the Olympics. Every time I was like. Equestrian is like one that I'm like, just sit on the horse.
Dude, Keegan said that to me the other day. I wish I was recording. He goes, so this is a sport. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, but the horse is doing all the work. It's like, you are right, man. It's like, it's pretty hard to be a jockey. And he agreed that racing, but he had seen like the dressage or whatever, where they just jump.
Yeah.
And he was like, the horse is doing everything. It was so fucking funny the way he was saying it. I was like, word, dude, you're right. But like, you know, it's like, you think you could do everything, but like, sometimes you don't record ATI or something, you know what I mean?
That was one time.
It's like, you know, you ever think about some of the things you mess up and then think, oh, maybe I can't do everything?
Yeah. I mean, like, I time and time again prove myself, like, I can't do it. But bull riding is a big one that I always, like, for some reason, like, just sit. It's like the same thing with the equestrian. Like, just sit on the horse and don't let go, or sit on the bull.
Have you
and
ridden
don't
a bull?
And then, like, whenever I've done like one of those like mechanical things, it's a lot harder.
You're often
than
do you ride it for a while, or are you like on, like you just fall off?
like enough time where for like a good few seconds, it is just don't let go.
How many seconds do you think you would make it on a mechanical bull? Because this is something we could probably prove. We could find this and do this.
I think I've done like 33 seconds.
That's a long time.
I don't actually know.
Was that in front of Shane Gillis?
That was the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
33 seconds? He called me last night in the middle of the Mets-Yankees, 9th inning. Just calls me and he's like, you're gay. And I was like, he's like, you really care about this, huh? And I'm like, dude, fuck off. I was like, if the Phillies like walk this off while I'm on the phone with him, I was like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna find you and kill you. I was like, I'm gonna wait until like Notre Dame is like down like on the final drive, 1 minute left, and I'm gonna call you. And he was like, don't compare this to Notre Dame. And I was like, this is my Notre Dame. and then he just kept doing this thing. He called me twice. He would just at the end of the phone call, he'd go, ah! Hang up the phone. I'm pretty sure he was shit-faced, but he'd be like, the Mets think you're gay. Ah! Hang up, and I was like, I'll never forgive you. I was like, Gillis, I'll never forgive you for this, you asshole.
Did you see the Social Bank Arena? He set the record for most tickets ever sold to it this weekend.
For one thing, or like, or
I think for like a single event.
Jesus Christ.
And then I saw it on my feed because they like collabed with him, Scotiabank Arena, and I just saw Ari commented, "This happened because I promoted it on my podcast."
But I don't think that bull was going very hard. If you want, I mean, 33 seconds on a bull.
Okay, maybe it wasn't 33.
I think if you
under
go,
10
But for
on
some
a
reason
bull,
I
if you
have
go
one of
8
them.
seconds.
Yeah, in real rodeo, 8 seconds is like the thing.
Oh, okay.
So I
Then
don't think,
maybe it wasn't.
I think
33.
33. They would be like, get this bitch off. We'll get you on a mechanical bull.
Yeah.
We'll get you on one.
Okay. Other than that, I don't know. I'm sorry.
All right, let's get into our interview. We got a very funny comedian on the show, Greg Stone. I'm going to go as far to say that this felt like 2018 Chris DiStefano vibes, where he came in, like when we booked Chris, they were like, he was on Guy Code and Girl Code and did MTV, and at the time I remember being like, I wanted to go home that day, and I was like, I guess we just got to do this interview. And Chris came in, and I was like, that's the funniest person on the planet Earth. Like, thank God we did this interview. That dude is so funny, and like, he is going to be a star, and obviously we know where Chris has gone. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but he was talking about doing Dancing with the Stars, and he didn't do it. I was like, you idiot. That would have been incredible. Chrissy Dancing with the Stars would be insane. Now Dwight Howard's up there, like winning the whole thing. But anyway, Greg Stone came in and ripped this place up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was his show. Really funny. It was his show for 45 minutes. It was like, wow. And so it's been a while since we've had like a lesser known name that maybe people haven't caught onto their work yet, and I highly recommend listening to this and then checking out some of his other work, because this shit was funny. So Greg Stone on KFC Radio. Let's talk to him.
Running late, no time for breakfast, and you're starving? Been there, brother. Been there. Got meetings, got practice, got school pickups. I got it all. But if a delicious, nutritious meal, what if a delicious, nutritious meal could be ready in seconds? This podcast is sponsored by Huel, the world's #1 nutrition brand. Huel is perfectly balanced, designed by experts to provide all the nutrients your body needs from a meal. Huel takes the guesswork out of eating healthy. It is your most It's for your most inconvenient meals. With no prep, no cooking, say goodbye to getting hangry and unsatisfying snacks. Just grab a Huel instead. They taste so good. Huel shakes actually taste like a milkshake, and they come in delicious chocolate or vanilla. Bonus, low sugar. Lastly, Huel is incredibly affordable, with high-protein meals starting at just $2.50. It's a budget-friendly option that I am genuinely excited about. You can try Huel today with 15% off using code KFC at Huel.com/KFC. Fuel your best performance with Huel today.
How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm great, man. I just got a fucking apartment like 20 minutes ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Congrats? Or is it one of those ones where you just got raped for like 15% of this and double the rent for that and all that, and you're miserable about it?
No, full nightmare. It was,
full nightmare.
I just had 2 kids.
Put the mic there. Let's just go. Let's just do it.
No. Yeah, no, I had 2 kids, and then like our landlord was kind of kicking us out. And so I was like, what am I going to do with my fucking family?
How old are the kids?
2 and 1.
Fuck.
Yeah. And then,
Anyway, he kicked you out?
No, he was like, my son wants to live here, so we're going to have him live here. And he was like, you got time. But I'm like, when you do comedy and you have to show brokers stand-up, they're like, yeah, you don't have a job. They're like, you don't have a job. You wasted your life. Your family shouldn't love you. And so we went down. I was like, let's just check this one place in Jersey. And we checked this one place, and it was like a full fucking house, and it's right by my family. And we're like, oh man, this is gonna be something else. But I'm leaving Queens, which I've been here since 2008.
Forever.
So
wow,
like,
that's a long one.
I was like, oh man, the end of a fucking era.
Yeah, that is. So how are you feeling?
I wanna fucking not great. Not great at all. I'm not,
You're going through it, man.
Yeah,
You need
man,
a
this
drink or
is
something?
wild,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Also, fun fact. I didn't know I was going to tell you guys this, but I just put this denim jacket on, which I haven't had since last year, and 2 vape pens. I went, oh, vape pen, what the fuck? Took it. Now I'm high as fuck. And I was not expecting to be high. So we're just dealing with that. And I don't know you guys really. I tried to jam in as much information as I could. So we're coming in depressed, high, horny. Always horny. That's just there.
Dude, welcome to the fucking
Let's
party.
rock and roll, baby.
Depressed, high, and horny is like, that's the checkbox right there.
I'm like Bruce Banner. My secret is I'm always horny. Anyway, sorry. Is this thing on? I'm just touching shit.
You want me to?
Let me tell you this. I used to roll and work in microphones. I can handle a screw. All right.
I'm a microphone
Anyway,
expert.
how are you?
Good, man. Well, wait. So, Queens for how long? From 08 to now?
Oh, wait till October 1st.
In the same place or just bounce around Queens?
2 places. We
Okay,
had.
but that's still that's like your stomping grounds.
Dude,
That's been life for the last almost 20
But like
years.
to move to New York was a thing. It was like I'm moving to New York to do comedy. I worked in an ER, and like I was like on this track to be like a nurse or a doctor. And I was gonna be none of those things. Like none of those things were gonna work. But I was like, I'll do some of this shit, quit that, and move to New York to like like I'm gonna fucking do it. But now that time of my life is now done. Like I did it. And now it's like go home with a family. I'll still, of course, like do comedy, but it's gonna be it's a different. I'm not gonna get like Count Druncula is dead. Like that guy, we're putting him to rest. It's a whole thing.
I gotta ask something. What does on track to be a doctor mean?
And also, doctor and nurse are pretty like.
I was on track to be a doctor.
Let me tell you this. You could be anything if you just think it. There was no on track. I worked in an ER, and one of the doctors was like, you could do this. And I was like, I have dyslexia, ADHD, central process. I could have done none of it. But I was like, I was on track. I thought about it.
You're like the new Nike CEO who was an intern.
I've been here the whole
years
time.
ago, he's like, I'm on track to be CEO.
Just give me a scalpel, I'll be fine.
I'm on track to be a Will Ferrell currently. It's like none of that's happening. It doesn't matter. Fucking A, man. Anyway.
I mean, that is so 2 kids and the move to the burbs relatively all at once within, a couple years span here. You said 2 and 1, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great.
No, it's
gonna be awesome.
My life is in the toilet. It's in the toilet, man. It's wild. It's like, man, I'm like happy because you can be happy, right? You can just be like, oh, I'm happy.
Like
right?
you said, you can just tell yourself.
You just go, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. When are you depressed? You're depressed when you go, oh, that sucked. I worried about it. But if you just sit here and go, I'm fucking happy. It's like it doesn't fucking
Trick
matter.
yourself. Yes,
Right.
yes,
You just trick
yes.
your fucking self.
Yeah.
I love my kids. Sure.
Allegedly, supposedly.
I'm married. I don't have my ring on because I fucking threw it because I saw her when I walked in. I wasn't sure what to do. I swallowed it immediately. It was just a reaction. Sorry. Too horny to survive. What am I doing? I'm high. Enjoy yourself. What do you got, the internet?
No, honestly, no.
No, you've come to the wrong place.
If you want the internet, you're not in the right
Barstool
place.
Sports, internet empire, no internet in place. I mean, talking about coming in hot.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I saw you on Soder's podcast.
Yeah.
And I've been doing podcasting probably almost as long as you've been in Queens, right? And so I've seen and heard a lot of clips and a lot of stories, and you feel like you've heard them all, or at least, you know, the funniest things. You've heard all the funny stories that could be possibly told.
Yeah,
I've either
yeah.
been on the podcast or doing the podcast or watching someone else's. But the ultimate pleasure is something that stopped me in my tracks. And I was like, I need to talk to this man.
So
the ultimate pleasure. And I'm sure it's something you've told. And if you're so many of our fans are Soder fans, so this might be some overlap for some of you guys. But A, it's worth hearing some of those details again. And B, if you haven't heard it, you got to hear it. The ultimate pleasure.
I gotta say, I'm kind of glad you asked about this, because on Soder's podcast, I talk about it every now and again, but I got a bunch of messages that were like, how the fuck would anyone ever admit this shit, right? And I'm like, yeah, because you're not me. Right. I'm not you. You'll never be me, dog. You know what I mean? You'll never be me. This is why you're commenting. You're not me, dog.
Yes.
You know? And I don't know what I talked about on Soder's, because Soder's my old high guy. So I just got high for that one too. You know, but I know, Soder and I are cool. So I'm like, it's gonna be fun. We always get high together. You know. So I don't remember much of it. But ultimate pleasure is. I'm glad you're talking about this, because I really want to explain the world.
Please
of the
do.
ultimate pleasure.
You are like, it is like a George R.R. Martin Game of Thrones thing. Explain the world building you have done for the ultimate pleasure.
It's like, you sure it's a 2-minute story, but no, it's a mindset, you know? So the ultimate pleasure is just easily, every year on my birthday, I do something sexually that I've never done before, preferably something I was scared of, right? Something that you go, I would never do that, right? And where it really comes from is when I used to work in the ER, man, you see so much old man dick. Like, so much old man dick that it's just because, like, I had an old man and his dick was out, and I was like, I got to put that in the catheter so he can pee. See, this is your face, right? I get this. And that's how I was. I was you, right? But when you look in the eyes of an old man who's like, yeah, I can't do this, and you got to do it for them, you can't be like that.
No, you got to do it.
Jerk these guys off. So no, you put them. No.
You kind of scared me for a second. I was like, is that a thing?
You
got to get blood flow or something? Check my face. I was like, oh no.
I was like, hey, he's on track to be a doctor. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, man, I can get him going. No, so you have to help with getting catheters and shit, right?
Yeah.
And you deal with so much dick that you went, this is just a piece of the body. But I've been spending my whole life afraid of dick, right? And so it's kind of like Batman, where you're like, no, I gotta become the dick, right? I gotta
immerse yourself in the dick.
I'm also a different age, because now people are younger. No one's really afraid of being gay anymore.
Yeah.
But I was raised to be afraid of it, and that's a problem, to sit there and go like, no, I can't rollerblade because I'm gay. You know, it's like, no, man, fucking rollerblade, man. So what if you like Barbara Streisand? You know, do the things and don't let these fears, right? So I would be so afraid of dick, right? So then, so the ultimate pleasure, I think that started with, because ultimate pleasure is every year on my birthday. So there's multiple birthdays that have happened.
Yeah.
About 43.
Many of them.
Yes. And I will.
And this is, it can be alone or with somebody, or it has to be sex or masturbation or
it's
what?
Always masturbation, because I'm married.
Got it.
And you're not having
my
sex.
my wife.
You walk in on your birthday and say, honey, today's ultimate pleasure day. And she says, yeah, okay. Yeah. Maybe for you, not for me, pal. Get the fuck out.
So also, with masturbating, right? It's like, men, we just go, ugh. Yeah. That's stupid, right? Women got a lot of things right. A few things they have right is when they masturbate, they get a glass of wine, they go in a bathtub, they treat themselves. When they go to the bathroom, they sit down. That's better. We all know that's better, right? There's so many things that they just do better. Yeah. Let me tell you, masturbating is one of them. Why are you going to treat yourself like an animal? No, respect yourself. Respect yourself, respect the jerk, right? So on my birthday, I treat myself, all right? I set up a bunch of screens. I tell my wife to get the fuck out of the house. I get a candle going. I go, the masturbation on my birthday is special. This isn't a Wednesday jerk. This is a birthday jerk, right? And so I try to bring something new in, right? And the first one was I was like, I was afraid to put. I was like, people talk about shit in their ass, all right. I'm like, I've never done that. I was like, well, maybe I should try a finger. Maybe I should try a little thing. I was like, well, my birthday's coming up, Maybe
Mark that on the calendar.
This is what you got, right?
Finger in ass.
So I was like, all right, let me. I'm gonna try it, right? And look, even if you try it, like, who does it, right? Who puts things in their butt, right? Gay men, right?
Yep.
Gay women.
Check. Yep.
Bisexual men. Bisexual women. Not straight men. Well, if 4 to 5 dentists told you to try a new toothpaste, it's probably a great toothpaste, right? So I'm sitting here like, there's this awesome thing we're not doing because I'm afraid. I gotta do it. I gotta try. I gotta at least know, right?
Right.
So I'm like, all right. So I get the screen set up. I do the whole thing. I went to Spencer's and I got a little vibrator from Spencer's.
With the Spencer's
Oh no, that was so embarrassing. The lady was like 16, and I was like, this is for my daughter. No, not my daughter. No, this is no. I didn't know. I just bought a thing. I felt so weird. I was uncomfortable, right? And I was like, I'm gonna try it. I was like, I'm gonna just try it, right? I'm gonna try it, right? So I try it, and the minute I tried it, I had a searing pain in my side, and it crippled me. I fell to the ground, and I was naked, because you go full naked, right?
Of course.
On your birthday.
You're making love to yourself.
You're making love to yourself, right?
Yeah.
I looked to the sky and I said, "Dear God, not like this. Please don't let this be how I go out," right? So like a soldier, I army crawled to the bathtub, because I was like, if at least people think I was taking a bath, right? So I threw myself in the bathtub. With my foot, I turned the water on, and I'm like, what the fuck? Am I gonna die? My wife comes home, and she was like, "What is happening?" And I was like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna die. And she was like, "Why? What is this trail of lube, like a snail?" And she was like, we got in the hospital. I had a kidney stone, but I had a kidney stone attack, like literally when this whole thing went down. And because of Soder's podcast, I think it was because I got high. And when I get high, my mouth gets dry. And I think I just dried myself out, which made the fucking kidney stone worse.
Drink up.
So, yeah, I hear it now. So let me, yeah. So that was 1 year, right?
Was the vibrator still in your ass in the tub?
Oh, I wish. That's funnier. That's funnier, but my body kicked that thing out like it hit the window, broke, it ricocheted, killed a cop. I did 3 years in jail for that. Are you crazy? Yeah. No, and I'll be honest, man, like I didn't like love it. It was fine, it was fine, right? I was kind of upset. It's kind of a letdown, but whatever. Next year's next year, I'll try it again.
Ultimate pleasure, number 44 or whatever.
But I have a real thing where I'm like, all right, if you're afraid of something sexual, right? Like, you should try it. And I was like, like with dick is weird. So anyway, let me take this other one. Stop me if you heard it. So my wife and I, we went through some troubles with sex, and that's kind of how a lot of this happened. Like, we were having. My wife's been through some bullshit, and we're not gonna talk about that.
She's married to you.
Yeah, I know. She likes the funny, which is crazy. I will say this about women: you like funny men, and that doesn't make any sense. They don't, because it doesn't translate, right? Like, when I'm fucking, I'm not like, well, aren't Ninja Turtles weird? Like, it doesn't correlate. When I'm fucking you, it's awkward. Like, it's so weird. It's funny everywhere else, but at that point, you have a good time. So, like, we were having some issues with sex, and I'm like, I'm not going to cheat on my wife, so I have to make masturbating so fucking good, right? I have to really I'm going to put everything into this. So, a couple $100 on an Oculus. I got a fucking fleshlight I got from a comedy show. This lady, Lisa Ann, she was a porn star. She did a comedy show, and she left one or gave it to me. I don't remember the story.
Stole it from her purse.
My brain is all lies now. I don't know what it was. I don't know if that's a lie I told or I just bought it and that was the excuse. I no longer know what's real anymore. So I was like, all right, I'm going to put that thing in between these bins, and I'll hand it down. I got the VR on. I'm watching VR porn, and I'm like, this is fun. Let me tell you this. Go ahead.
Where is this in the safety of your home,
brother? Oh, with the Q69 bus? No, in my office. I have an office, which don't go in there.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm going to set this thing up. It was during COVID, and I was like, I'm going to, do the VR thing. And I say, don't do it. It's too good. It's too real. So if you're going to do it, like, again, Christmas, your birthday, that's it. You can't. You become addicted. It's a problem.
I had one experience with the Oculus. Adriana Chechik was a nurse of some sort. And I remember, I'm looking around like, wow, you can see everything. But then she whispered in my ear, and it played in that speaker.
Yeah.
And I went, nope. Nope. It was like, it's like I tied off and was ready to shoot it. And I was like, nope, this is going to be a problem.
Yep.
This is too real. It made me, I was like, ooh, okay. Nope. So I was like, yeah, I'll never leave. This will be on my head the rest of my life.
It's like, well, women, I don't need you anymore. Thanks for the time, but I'll be over there forever. That's the thing with like sex robots too. It's like, man, that's really going to help a lot of people. But I don't know. I was thinking about this. I don't know. This is like a fucking half bit I'm kind of running. But like, you don't want to get the sex robot and be like, it's a sex robot. So you gotta like, they gotta make them so they do other things.
Yeah.
It's like,
so
this
there's no shame.
It's like, it's a robot that makes breakfast and you can fuck it. And then it's like, well, I got it for the pancakes. It's like, yeah, really?
I heard it for the story.
It's your bang maid.
Yeah. So, I didn't hear it. What'd you say?
As your bang maid.
Oh, your bang maid.
Yeah.
I still just laughed and kept it going. I'm horrible. So I get this Oculus thing, and I'm like, all right, that's cool, right? And I'm like, all right, what have you not done, right? What have you seen, right? And I see this one category, and it said POV woman. And a big improv rule is follow the fear. If you're scared of something, you gotta go after it. And I go, what the fuck is POV woman, right? So I go, let me try this out. I put it on. I look down.
I mean, I think I could figure it out what POV woman's going to be, but...
Yeah. I look down, and my God, if I didn't have the greatest set of tits. Thigh high heels. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm a woman, and I'm a hot woman. And then he comes in, and I was like, oh my God. Like... Well, Greg, this is what this is, right? This is what this
embrace
is.
the fear.
You gotta know what this is. You gotta know what this is. This is an experience in life that you will never have. I'd love to say I would, but I'm probably never gonna fuck a guy, right? And I don't really want to, but I could. You gotta know. You gotta know, right? I'm doing this to my wife. That's like how when a cop, like, they have to mace themselves to know what the mace is like. I'm like, I should know what it is, right? Man, he pulls his dick out and it goes right in your face. And I swear to God, I feel bad saying this, but I was like, no. Like, I was like, no, I don't. No, I'm not ready. And my wife came home and she was like, why did you smash the Oculus? And I was like, we have to get another one. I have a mission to complete. No, that part. No, but I was like, but I think as men are like so scared of this shit. But once you like look, you go, oh, the worst case scenario is you just don't like it, right? Like or you just like, you just don't prefer it, But this idea that we cringe and get weird is like, yeah, that's a problem, man. That's going to keep you from doing shit and experience. God isn't real. When you die, nothing happens. All the countries have been discovered. The only thing left is fucking a dude. No, I don't know. Like, I fucked a couch. When you're 16, you fuck a couch.
Yeah, sure. When you're 16, you fuck anything.
Yeah, right.
Except a dude.
Exactly. I don't know.
Now.
So, until now. But one day. I can't. Anyway. How do you know when I'm done? I just go, end scene. That's the end of that story.
Yeah, I mean, like, what is the post-nut clarity on Ultimate Pleasure Day? Like, when you're done, you're just like, see you next year? Just like, all right, like, good job, pat on the back sort of thing? Is it do you feel gross afterwards?
Pride. No, I don't feel gross.
Pride.
Yeah. I feel gross when, like, I don't know, like if I'm with my pants and my legs and my, like everyone's sleeping, I'm in the couch, it's dark, I'm like, what the fuck is this, right? But this is like, nah, man, like you went to a place that people are afraid to go to. You're going, like, I was a chicken finger and hamburger guy. I met my wife. My wife is Thai. Her mom is like, I only like fish when I can see its eyes. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. But now I eat weird shit and I was afraid of it, right? So I'm like, I don't know, man. Ultimate pleasure isn't just about sex too, right? It's about doing everything you're afraid of. It's about facing all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to put that in every aspect of your life. But the funniest angle is jerking off. Like, this is just where it's the funniest, But yeah.
I was gonna say, you have one of the best mindsets I've ever heard.
Yeah,
you're a trailblazer. Dude, I had a roommate for like 3-4 years who basically ultimate pleasure day was every day. Like he would come home from work and he would. I thought of this when you said POV woman because I vividly remember his preferred porno to masturbate to, which was amateur POV MILF blowjobs. Where
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he
Narrow
would
that
come
shit
home
down,
from
though.
work
Yeah.
and he had like a dog shit job. I had this job. He had like a dog shit job where, he hated it and all that stuff. And all he lived for was coming home every day and masturbating.
Oh.
And he would do it for 2 hours every day. But he would do it like it wasn't 2 hours straight. Like he'd come out, he would walk in and he'd walk in the house and he'd go right to his bedroom. And then he'd be in there for like a half hour. But then he'd come out naked, fully hard, and he'd grab
past you.
And right by me, yeah. We like played
This
sports
guy's a
together.
problem. I gotta be honest. I'm getting a lot of red flags here.
Hockey. Do you ever play hockey?
I've never played a sport in my life, brother.
These hockey guys are as gay as they come.
We were like that was the least weird thing about it all.
Oh, okay.
But he'd come out and he'd grab a beer and he'd go back into the bedroom and I'd hear 1 or 2 of those crack and he'd come out and get a shower. Then he'd go back into the bedroom for another half hour, and then he'd come out, and it was almost like he was finally himself for the day. Like he'd washed off, he'd beat out every single sadness and depression of his workday, and it was like, okay, I can finally hang out with you. How's things going? How was your day?
I got 2 things on this.
Okay.
And if that's okay.
Yes, please.
One is I think my man may have had a dopamine problem.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
Clearly
yeah.
is addicted. And multiple pleasure does not promote masturbating addiction, right? Because that's an issue, right? Like it is really about seizing the moment, living in the moment, doing the best to everything. A second thing is it 10,000 hours before you're a master? Like this guy seems like he may be on some other level.
You know what?
jerking
I actually,
off.
if I look back on it, any regrets I'd have is that I never went in and was like, can I just watch for a second? How exactly is
I
this
gotta
going
learn.
on in here?
It's not a horny thing. It's I'm watching LeBron play in the fucking playoffs. Yeah, I get that. I'd like
He's got that look like the meme, like
yeah. Every time he comes, he's like, Kobe.
You never know how. I mean, what someone else is doing. When he first jerked off, he went like this. First
Yes.
time he ever jerked off. It's insane.
I didn't know how, but
His,
for my
his
very
brain
first
said
time,
go underneath.
I was on the ski bus. Like my middle school, I was hanging out with the 8th graders on the ski bus. I was a 6th grader, and we were on the back of the bus with the cool kids, and they were like, "You don't jerk off," and I was like, "I've never jerked off. I don't know how to do it." They're like, "Dude, you just go up and down. It's so easy. You gotta try it tonight." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I got home, went to the bathroom. My parents in my sister's bedroom. We like the kids had a floor. We all whatever. And
Back it up. You were in your sister's room?
all the kids had bedrooms on the 2nd floor, but the only bathroom was in my sister's room, so we all used that bathroom.
Got it.
She wasn't in it.
Danger, right?
I was gonna say it's a little bit. Is there a lock on that door?
And I laid on the bathroom floor and I put my legs back and I jerked it off like that.
I laugh every time I hear that, man.
I don't know why. That was just instinctual where I went. I hadn't seen a porno.
Instinctual is crazy. 'Cause that's
it's
like
the exact
thousands of
opposite.
your family members before you have ingrained it in your DNA.
Yeah, the exact opposite is
Yeah.
like that's everyone else just naturally goes like this,
Right.
But your DNA went.
Hey Siri, remind me to try from underneath tonight. I've never done that.
And then I didn't come. I was still firing blanks at the time. So I was like, I went back and I was like, nothing shot out like you guys said. And they're like, you gotta do it when you have to pee.
Oh yeah, 6th grade jerk off info is so funny because they know nothing.
So another time I just jerked off, nothing came out, I just pissed everywhere.
Boy, I gotta be honest, this is gonna be a real mess of them. I was supposed to do this like twice a day when I'm a kid. Jesus,
Yeah, I kind of know how a squirter feels with the first time they masturbated. Like, Jesus,
fuck,
this is gonna be a nightmare. Dry cleaning bill's about to go through the fucking roof.
Oh man, underneath it's like an Amazonian position. Thank God, nothing.
man's a real beater.
Yeah,
If you drop, we always say, are you a real beater or not? If you know the Amazon position, you are a real beater, sir. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Welcome
Big
to the
laugh on
club.
a passing.
And you know what? Jackie's just laughing along for the fun. Yeah. He doesn't know it. Yep.
She's like writing her memoirs. Like, I can't wait to sue the fuck out of everybody in here. When Me 3 comes out, she's ready.
I don't know if we still have the Gape gloves. Yeah. See those white gloves there?
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you might be familiar with this as well. The Gape gloves. Have you ever seen this?
The what gloves?
They are pretty much what you think of. It's when everybody's using like a ton of lube, and so everything's like slippery. And there's this one porn like I guess you'd call it like production company or something.
Yeah,
whatever. Like one porn company.
He's a porn star too.
Is it just him? Is it
I think he invented it.
Okay, and he wears these gloves that allow you to still like be able to grip.
This is hilarious.
When there's too much lube.
When you're inventing things.
yeah. So I think they refer to them as Gape gloves, and we joked we put like an accent on the E, and we call them Gape gloves. And they're the new hot item for the winter. You got to get your Gape gloves. But yeah, when you're running around, being like, hang on, I got to get my Gape gloves that I just invented for this scene, so I can still put a speculum in there or something like that.
It's funny if he sold them, but only sold like one pair. And he's just like, hey, I know Rick has them. Fuck, man.
There's only one guy out there.
That's
but
hilarious.
You are a real beater. We had a this is many years ago. Every March we tried to do something that would complement March Madness. So I would do like the top. The bracket, So I would do the bracket of like the best TV villains or the best TV sitcoms, and we're going to vote on it and decide who the winner is. And then one year, this guy who used to work with us joined in, and we tried to do a full tournament of porn stars.
Fun.
When you're listed at 64 porn stars, Wow.
And
even I'm like, I think I've been around the block. I think I know,
right.
I could do this. And I started to get, to like double digits, and I was like, I don't know how many more I know.
Right.
And this guy, and I think you were pretty good at it too.
I was pretty good at it.
But he was like,
YP had it all.
I mean, he had, it's one thing if it's like, this is my number 1 versus my number 2, whatever. When you're distinguishing between number 47 and 48 on your list of porn stars, you're in deep.
Right.
Like this guy should be at least in the 30s. This girl should be in the 40s. It's
Yeah.
a whole, and when I saw that full bracket, I was like, this is perverted. And we were like publicly posting it and voting. I was like, we need to maybe rein it in here a little bit. This is getting
This
really
goes
sick.
to a place, man.
I had the opposite happening recently as we were doing some event, and I was talking to some of the younger employees, and they were like, dude, we were at a club last night, and we saw blank. I don't remember the name.
Right.
And they kind of gave me a look, and it's like, who is that?
Right.
And they're like, you don't know her? She's like the hottest porn star in the game right now. And I was like, damn.
You're
they're
that
like
guy.
levels of aging. Like,
Right.
Like I remember when like my favorite sports stars were my age. And I
Right.
remember when I got older.
Right.
And now I remember like when I started being the age of coaches.
Right.
And now I'm like, I don't know young porn stars anymore.
That might
Probably
be
a
the
good
oldest
thing.
of all.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know, man. Some things I don't like. I don't mind not knowing the slang. I don't
Yeah.
mind not knowing the music. I think I want to know who the porn star is because that doesn't really ever,
They'll find you.
like
They'll find you. They'll make their way to your feed. Don't worry.
I mean, because as an adult, you start to use those slang words. You sound like an asshole. You listen to those songs, you probably are going to hate those songs.
Right.
You show me the newest porn star, I'm probably going to be okay with it.
Yeah.
I could probably still indulge and enjoy that one.
Yeah, that's Fleek or something. I don't know. I have a theory. It's crazy because I'm 43 and I just had 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
So I used to look at that like, oh, adults, they're corny, they're dumb. Dads, they don't have fashion. But now I get it, right? Like I'm older and I look at kids and I'm like, oh, you're all stupid, right? Like you're all stupid, you're ignorant, you're too horny. Like it's all fucked up. It's like, why would I want to emulate anything like you?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm not out of it. You're not there, right? Like also every new shirt I buy is a shirt I don't get my kid. So it's like if you see a dad wearing a shirt, it's like I heart my puppies and it's like ripped. It's like, yeah, that guy's like putting his kid through college. Like, get the fucking guy a break. We're not learning your words. But fuck off. You people are stupid. You're stupid and horny, and they're out of control.
They really are.
Dude, every night I'm on stage, and like it's to like, especially at the Cellar, it's like you get these. It's just people trying to fuck each other, and I'm trying to make them laugh. And sometimes if I say something vulnerable, they'll be like, "Not me, dog," and you're like, "Yeah, man, you gotta relax, dude." It's like, yeah, you're. you're probably gay, man. It's okay, right? It's okay. Or maybe you're not, but you definitely saw a bigger dick in porn and kind of liked it, and it freaked you out, right? It's like, you're okay. We're all okay.
Just admit it, pal.
We've talked about that before when you get to the stage where you're like, I don't know, that dude fucks pretty good. I'm searching male porn star names.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get with the chicks.
That's why I stopped learning the new chicks.
You do know what you're going to get with the guys.
Yeah.
Like, he's always going to deliver the same thing. She might, this time she does it this way or that way. He's always going to do his thing.
Yeah.
The Express brand is all about creating confidence, and we are moments away from creating a lot of confidence for one Kevin Clancy. He has had to run out. Me and Pavs are going to set him up with a wardrobe from Express. They want to make men and women feel their best by helping them look their very best. They provide easy, everyday outfits to help you look and feel nothing short of amazing for whatever life throws at you. Job interviews, first dates, milestone celebrations. It could be anything. Quality clothes that look good and feel even better. Clothes maketh man. That's what I was told. I also was told good clothes open all doors. Thomas Henry said that. You can get your good clothes at Express. The Express Essentials are versatile closet must-haves for everyday effortless style. They're the only pieces you need to build your ideal wardrobe for season after season. They got the perfect Pima cotton collection. Unbelievable cotton shirts. Pima cotton, that's the way to go. Hyper stretch jeans and chinos. They are comfortable enough to wear all day and look good enough to wear out. 1MX shirts are breathable, easy care, made with stretch. These are hands down the best button downs that you can dress up with a suit or wear them casually with jeans. Lastly, they got modern tech suits. They are machine washable, so you can wear them again and again. It's an elevated look with Express, and it has never been so easy. Express has the best essentials, and that's why we are excited to give you an extra 20% off your purchase in-store or online when you use code SADBOYSEASON. That's SADBOYSZN. So you can experience the hype for yourself. Do you, when you are on stage and you're like, you see people being lovey-dovey and stuff like that, are you ever like, do you ever go home and you're like, I wingman for like fucking 50 guys today?
So I will say this. I will, when I'm on stage, and I used to, as a comic, I used to be like, hey, who's this chick? Fuck you, bitch, or whatever, but now I'm like, man, like, these people are trying to get laid or trying to have a good time.
Right.
I'm not going to like embarrass them. It doesn't matter for the I'll write my material, but I'm like, man, these people are having a good time. And now as a dad, I see parents who are like, oh, that guy wants to kill himself. It's like, he's here tonight. I should
one night,
right. I should not turn on the crowd or be mean to the crowd. Like, I'm gonna just try to make these people have a good time. Because man, life fucking sucks. Man,
a dick, dude.
It really
sucks. Such a dick.
It's so
one of the big ones that he was talking about.
All right.
It's just as you get older, just like there's just more shit to worry about.
Right.
I was just thinking the other day about when you're young and there's just nothing to worry about.
Oh, there's things to worry
you
about.
You come up with them.
But you just
don't
you're
realize
not aware of it.
Yes.
You just don't know you can die.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can fucking die doing all of that.
Yeah. That is true. But just, there's not enough time has elapsed for like people to get sick or people to break up or have a kid or whatever. It's just like, I just haven't been on the planet long enough for any of this shit to happen.
Yes.
So all that's happened is like, I got fucked up and I played some sports when I was a little kid, and now I'm just like watching TV.
Yeah.
That's all that's happened. But you had 10 or 15 more years, a lot of shit happens for you to worry about. I'm like, can we go back to the not happening stuff, please? So I can just have ultimate pleasure.
Yeah. Dude, I have two best friends, actually, very, very close friends who are younger because they're comics, and they both had two big breakups. And it's so funny to me to watch that because it's like, I don't give a shit. Like, I know what you're going through, but I also know you're going to get through it.
You'll be fine.
I also know you need this in your life. Like, to not have your heart devastated, you wouldn't be getting the full ultimate pleasure of life, right? Like, to me, I would love to get to a place where pain isn't negative. Like, pain is just another part of the spectrum, where it's like, if you had a book that was your life, would you want to have guy wins, guy kept winning, guy won it all, right?
Yeah,
No, you want your heart to get destroyed. I'm married and I love my wife. I don't think we're ever going to break up. So I will never fall in love again, right? Like, I'm done probably with that. I have nostalgia for heartbreak. I hear old songs and I'm like, oh, fucking Nicole.
Yeah.
Oh. So I try to tell him, I'm like, dude, one day you're going to look back and you're going to want to remember this pain because you don't get that pain anymore.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So like, and also breakups are like, it's like a dry run for death and no one dies. So it's kind of a cool, it's like, man, be in that moment. Feel that moment. It sucks. You're going to get through it, but write that shit down, man, because this is where all art comes from. Yeah. You're going to miss this later.
Yeah. We were just talking about a couple who is in either Switzerland or Sweden. They're going to use the suicide pods they've come up with because she is terminal and she's going to die. And they decided together that they don't want to live without each other. And I
see what's happening here. She's going to go. He's going to be like, well, you know what? I got to get out of here.
Just saying,
oh, man, it's a sale.
1, 2, 3. Well, mine wasn't plugged in. Yeah. That's what we were saying is like, of course, all these things are always stereotypical. But I would imagine there's not many guys out there being like, I'm about to die of cancer. You're going to go with me, right?
Right.
Whereas,
Yeah, it's really funny. It's like, we're doing this together, right? no, bitch. You got yourself into this.
You got cancer, not me. I'm fucking good, man.
I told you to put the cigarettes down.
I was just going to say, imagine it was something like he was so preventable and they argued about it all the time.
Well, my bigger feelings on that are like, look, man, like you need to go on because like, she's just a part of your life. And like, yeah, you may like, I had this conversation. If my wife dies or something, like, I'm probably not going to get another wife. I'm fine. I'm going to just be with my kids and be good. But that's my life. I'm not going to be depressed. Right. But I'm like, no, I'm good. We did it. I had it. We're done. When I worked in the ER, this was like the most eye-opening shit, was that I met a guy, he was 95. He was on his way out and he was telling me about his wife. And he was like, I met my wife. He had a wife who had died when he was like 30. And then he met a girl at 90. And he was like, this is the love of my life. I spent 5 years with her and it was amazing. And he was like, I couldn't believe this came at this time and I'm happy. And you think about that shit of like, oh, like you could be in a relationship for 5 years or 20 years, but you don't know where that is going to happen in your life.
Right.
For this guy, it happened at the fucking end, you know? So like, you don't know what the next chapter is going to be. You don't know what any of that shit's going to be. And so it's like, if you're terminal, like, get out of here. You know what I mean?
Call it a day,
Yeah.
Well, we also thought the idea of an unchecked male at the age of like 85 who has had a wife keeping him in check for, a couple decades where it's like, you're now left to your own devices. You can do whatever you want. Probably not a good thing for like an 85-year-old guy. Like he was probably like, I'll be dead within the week anyway.
Yeah.
Trying to do the ultimate play. Like,
Imagine he's 85, he'd like discover his Jackass for the first time. Like, holy shit, it's great.
It's a great show, yeah.
That's how you end up dying in the bathtub.
Yeah. Right.
You got a fucking plug in your ass. And
yeah, man.
I love, that was funny when you were telling the story on Soder, you just kind of casually like, so like I got like a plug in my ass and Soder was like, wait, what? And then you said it earlier. All of the countries have been discovered at this point. We have mapped out all the countries. We know exactly where they are.
Right? I mean, where else is there where else is there to fucking go, man? What else is there to do? It's all inner shit, And for me, you got to get rid of all these fucking fears and weird hang-ups that your stepdad beat the shit out of you so you don't do things because you got to be a man. It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah,
you just gotta. We're all going to die. Whatever your morphine is, until you go, take that morphine. Get that shit. But like not real morphine because your life will probably be more miserable. But like, you know what I mean?
Find a metaphorical morphine.
Yeah.
When is your birthday?
June 19th.
June 19th.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got some time. You gotta.
Yeah.
What was this year?
Man, this is sad. We skipped this year because my fucking son was born June 18th.
No way.
It's really
Talk
hard
about
to,
ultimate pleasure.
I know. He really ruined it.
Yeah. I was trying to jerk off in a cool way today, son. You really fucked me on that one.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of weird? The ultimate pleasure was the birth of my son.
Yeah.
I thought it came out of somebody else's vagina, And I'm like, oh, man. It was an exit, not an in.
That's going to fuck up your whole schedule going forward.
I was going to say that.
Like,
that's a problem, dude.
Well, truthfully, man, I'm
the
done.
Ultimate pleasure.
No, I finished the ultimate pleasure. Seriously, I think I've kind of finished, and now it's more just like concentrating on like different mental and life experiences and things like that. Of like, all right, what are you like? This is gonna sound real fucking lame, but it's like I'm gonna paint a picture. Like I'm gonna do something that I would never do.
I get that.
That I was scared of doing.
But what you should do is do it with a plug up your ass.
I gotta do it with a plug up my ass. Yeah. Well, I'm no longer afraid of being gay anymore. Like, I'm no longer afraid of being gay.
How long were you afraid of being gay until the very
what
first?
time is it? No, not I was afraid of being gay. I was like, I don't know. I had that guy in my head still screaming like, "Don't do shit," right? And I don't really, truthfully, it's like I don't believe in sexual orientation. I think it's such a stupid fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
I believe why you have to be. I believe you say you're gay and you have to be gay because people will look at you and go, "Gay is bad," right? So you're like, "No, I am." But the truth is, like, having sex with a man, falling in love with a man, to me is like, do you like mushrooms on your pizza? Like, you like it, you don't. Who gives a fuck? Why are we doing any of these things based around these such simple theories? It's like, it's all bullshit made up categories.
Right.
If an alien came down and was like, "Oh, you fuck them and not them, why you don't fuck them?" That's crazy. Skin color is crazy. That anyone cares about a skin color? That's all wild bullshit, you know? So I'm done.
So ultimate pleasure. Like I could see though, even let's say you want to do like this painting or some shit.
Right.
Your son's gonna be like, you know, June 18th might be on a Friday. His party's on a Saturday. Ultimate pleasure for you is fucked, dude. You're gonna be at a 3-year-old birthday party this year, and I don't know. Maybe you're gonna get real crazy with it, and ultimate pleasure is gonna involve them. I don't know. You'll end up in jail over the ultimate pleasure.
I hope that like they're like 14 and my son's like, "Dad, we're gonna go out for my birthday," and my wife is like, he's in his office, and she's like, "Oh, is that time already? He's pleasuring it up right now, a little early." He's like, "We wanted to get it out of the way so we can enjoy your dinner." Or I pass it on to him, the tradition of the ultimate pleasure.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, the DNA. The kid's, you know, he's in his room.
Can I tell you this? Also, this makes me This is the thing that gets me the most. Is it like, man, I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm 40, and I'm 43. But once I hit 40, I became really scared of death. You just you get really old.
I'm 39. I'm starting to feel a little bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah. When you hit 40, just something goes like, fuck. When you hit 40, you go, "I'm 60," and the reality is like, you're not. You're fine.
Yeah.
But I really, especially with having kids, I keep thinking I'm gonna die early. But with that comes, man, if I die early, all my kids are going to have is every podcast I've ever done.
Oh, I definitely.
They're going to know their dad in only the funniest ways and not like, it's like, "Oh, yeah, my dad was great. He used to fucking shove shit up his ass and didn't believe," you know, and like, it's weird for them to have to go down this journey and see like the jokes I made that were probably off color.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I'm
the
like,
least of the problems, you know?
yeah. I got to just do a podcast called For My Son, where it's like, "Hey, man, here are the things that I want you to know."
I've thought about that. I mean, I used to do a show called Pod Fathers where we talked about just like what it's actually like to be a dad with the other dads at the company, because all those help books and other podcasts are such bullshit.
You're a dad?
Yes.
My bad. What do you got?
Kids. What do I got?
What do you got, brother?
I got a 8-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son.
Oh,
So
nice,
just almost same as you. You have a boy and a girl?
Two boys.
But same age. Is just, you know, same difference. So, you know, the idea behind it was to be like, this fucking sucks a lot of the time, and it's hard a lot of the time, and all that sort of shit. But then I'm like, would I want him hearing that? You know what I mean?
But the reality is,
you were the fucking worst.
But everything that is worth anything in this world is hard work. But the way I look at my kids is the way I look at comedy. If I said to somebody, if someone's like, "Hey, I want to do stand-up," I'd be like, "Okay, well, most of it, you're going to fucking bomb. You're going to go on stage. People are going to tell you no. You're going to get these mean comments. But every now and again, you're going to go on stage and you're going to fucking murder." And that's what having a kid is. Like, man, it's the hardest thing to do, but it is also the biggest reward. But it wouldn't be worth the reward. Like, nothing that great should come easily. And the hard part is what makes the greatest thing in the world is, to me, it's like, man, our bodies are engineered to have children, right? So you get all the fucking dopamine from that, right? The only thing we need to do is procreate. So you get the biggest from that. So it's got to be the hardest. It's got to have the other side would not be worth it if it wasn't so hard. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know, though, because it sounds like the ultimate pleasure is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But the downside is you can release a kidney stone or end up in ER with a light bulb in your ass. You know, it's like maybe you went too far. The risk is there, brother. The risk is there.
A light bulb in your ass. We ultimate pleasure too hard.
Yeah. I'd like to also add that now, whenever I talk about the ultimate pleasure, I usually get 5 or 6 gay men who message me.
I'm sure.
And they always try to be like, "Hey, you're so funny. Also, kind of hot." And
that's how you actually know you're really not gay.
how?
like it sounds like you tried something in your ass and you're like, I'm no longer afraid of being gay and like I don't know if I'm gonna fuck guys or whatever. But it sounds like I'm sure every time you do this now, a bunch of gay guys hit you up. And unless maybe you are fucking them.
No, but
so I think
this.
you're not gay.
I talked to my wife about this. I was like, can I fuck a guy? And she was like,
maybe you are gay. I don't know.
She goes, if you want to fuck but here's the thing, right? That's the thing. I don't believe in gay. I believe in coming. So it's like, I think I could train myself to do
yourself, respect the jerk, believe in coming.
No, but I mean, like,
Clear
the
eyes.
ultimate level would be if I could get myself to fuck a guy. If I could get myself, because one, like, imagine we're having a great time. Imagine we all started fucking and we didn't feel weird about it, right? Like, that would be fucking great. And none of us would have to worry about, like, are they going to call me back? Nah, it's Gary. You know what I mean? It's like we all came, like, it sucks that your dick is attached to sexuality, and it's actually, I just think it's like, oh man, it could just be, it would be great if like the Romans.
No, because then it's like the sex robots, like, see you later, girls. We would never like procreate. I think the human race would cease to exist.
I have an answer to that. Do you think if they're literally like, hey man, humans aren't happening, they're not going to be like, oh, I guess I'll fuck a hot chick. We'd still fuck women. We could also get cum and put it in them. You know what I mean? We could give it to them.
Fuck the guys and then get the cum and here you go.
Right. The sex robots, we just put wheels on them to roll them over to a lady.
It's like those robots at Chinese restaurants that deliver your food now. Here's the cum for you.
Yeah.
I just feel like if like it would be so much easier to be gay because like of the dynamic you explained, you know.
Right.
But I think you need something there to keep it you can make the cum deposits, but I feel like it's
how much happier would women be if they were in Europe and we were in America and we just mailed each other cum? You know what I mean? And it's like, how you doing, Susie? I'm all right. Great to hear from you. Here's your weekly cum. If you got any boys, send them over. We'll be here.
The bread's so good over here. Like, we're still playing football.
We're fighting and murdering. What's going on there? Crocheting and bitching.
And everybody's happy. Everybody is happy. The system works.
Yeah.
It's like the high school dance where everyone's on both sides, and then there's like one horny guy and one like slutty girl, and they fuck it up for everybody. They go in and everybody follows suit, and now it's goddamn anarchy in this world.
There's one guy, one hipster, who goes, you know what? I'm going to Europe.
I'm going to fucking shit.
I'm going old school. And he just cleans up in all of the women in Europe.
Benjamin Franklin. That's what Benjamin Franklin did. Everybody was all good, and he's like, I'm going to fuck whores in Europe.
That actually is exactly what would happen. Like, we would have like the greatest time. We would like, it would be just one endless football game with Kid Rock playing a live show during it, and we're having a blast. And one guy gets over and he's like, yo, a lot of chicks are fucking over here. And I'm like, all right, fuck this.
I got so much pussy this week. You guys wouldn't even understand. It's fish in a barrel. All right, see you, dude. It's great, man. So, and what you're on? So you're gonna live in Jersey.
I'm going to Jersey, yeah. I think.
And you're gonna be, hitting up, still just coming into the city for spots and stuff.
20, 30-minute drive.
You say that now. It'll be an hour and a half.
Well, my wife's parents live in Jersey, and so we go there for the weekends to like just get help with the kids when I have road work, and I still go in for the city spots and stuff like that. So it really isn't like I live in Queens now, and I drive in, and it's like 20 minutes. So like Jersey's like 30, so it's an additional 10, and I need to believe that. Sorry,
I've done that too. I was like, I was living like in Westchester, like right in Mount Vernon, like the very first suburb, like really could get in like 20, 25 minutes. 25 minutes, not 20, when there was no traffic. And then I moved like a little bit further, and it's like, it's only like 10 minutes. And it's like, that gets like 20, and then like 25 with traffic. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I doubled it. Fuck. I fucking doubled it.
But I still really love stand-up. And to me, like, in order to really be good at stand-up, I got to keep doing those spots and doing that shit. You know what I mean? So,
dude, yeah.
And I hate my family, so getting out of the house is really easy.
See you later, guys. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on the kids and the house, and keep it up with the comedy, man.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Is this over? Are we thinking about
it? I
it?
think we'll wrap it up.
We had to do the other show.
I got
Is it possible? Can I plug my podcast?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Is that okay?
tell the people what's up.
Oh, I got a new podcast came out yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fresh.
It's called Welcome to Talktown. We're destroying all of civilization and recreating it. Kind of like putting women in other countries and men here. It's all new rules. So we're really very.
What do you mean exactly though? You're like just running through.
So we are
hypotheticals
designing
like that.
Yeah, it's like I just get super stoned, and I'm with my two best friends, and we just have kind of like taking everything in society and being like, how could we fix that? Crazy. Right? It's kind of like what we just did. It's like, what if we just put women and men in different countries and see how that goes?
Like, just every week is going to be every episode is going to be a new kind of idea.
Yeah. We kind of just
I
do
like that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's been.
I got some ideas.
Welcome to Talktown.
Come on. Everyone can come on.
Hell yeah.
You guys want to come on?
Yes, absolutely.
No women. That's the rule. Sorry. We'd love to have you guys.
That would be amazing.
That would be cool, man. All right,
Yeah.
so welcome to Talktown's the podcast.
And I had a special come out. Nobody presents Greg Stone.
Nobody.
That's on
What is
YouTube.
it? Nobody.
Nobody presents Greg
Nobody
Stone.
presents Greg Stone. All right,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Great stuff. Thanks, so
Dude,
much.
thank you guys for having me. This was super
Absolutely.
fun, man.
Dude, thank you
great.
so much, Greg. That was a blast.
That was a killer. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.